where to start? Well, Harman Solar has the answers. Hi, I'm Jeffrey O'Brien, and listen, there's a couple of ways you can go here. One, visit harmansolar.com, browse around, because right across the page, they got links to all sorts of great information, like frequently asked questions, equipment, tax credits, even testimonials. Or just give them a call, 800-281-3189. Ask them directly. They'd love to hear from you. That's 800-281-3189. Or just go to harmansolar.com.
Fall's coming. You have a lot to prepare for. Back to school, family gatherings, and staying on top of your health. The virus that causes COVID-19 continues to evolve, so this fall make a plan for COVID-19 vaccination. Ask your doctor to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
So what did the doctor say?
He said I might need surgery.
Wow, it's that serious.
Well, we won't know for sure until I talk with a surgeon, but I'm lost. This is all new to me.
The decision to have surgery isn't easy, but neither is living with pain.
There is an alternative to surgery. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach and can restore pain-free joint function so you can avoid surgery. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. We also help restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves both immediate physical symptoms and also improves cognition and emotional stability. So when traditional medicine suggests you need surgery, how about taking another approach? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
Let's say you've got questions. You're looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Well, Harman Solar has the answers. Hi, I'm Jeffrey O'Brien, and listen, there's a couple of ways you can go here. One, visit harmansolar.com, browse around, because right across the page, they got links to all sorts of great information, like frequently asked questions, equipment, tax credits, even testimonials. Or just give them a call, 800-281-3189. Ask them directly. They'd love to hear from you. That's 800-281-3189. Or just go to harmansolar.com.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM. Wherever you go, take us along. Listen to our live stream on our free Fanatic app. Download it today.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time.
Time for what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody. It is what I believe to be Wednesday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And it's Wednesday. That means that there's only 2 more sleeps before our big party over at Dave & Buster's. And isn't that how little kids sort of gauge time, is by how many sleeps they have? Yeah, they got 2 more sleeps to go. And there's tonight's sleep. And then there's tomorrow's sleep. And then, what would that mean? Friday, we're at Dave & Buster's broadcasting live from 3 to 6. And then, of course, we have the Daily Blender Fantasy Football Draft at 7. And yesterday, I was very pleased to see everybody is where they're supposed to be in our leagues. Now,
Hey, there it is.
the minute I said them words, somebody's like, hey, I want to play. It's like, and I had to keep the words in. And I was like, okay, if we get 10 people who want to do a league, I'll open up another one. We got 2 people right now. They're like, hey, I want to. And I was like, all right, you're on the waiting list. Or if somebody dies or something, we'll put you into a league or something. And so 8 more people, I'll open up a league. But I just really would rather we didn't. You know what I mean? That's a lot of work. That's just so much work. Just
Gotcha.
Yeah. Have I not done enough? I feel like I've done enough.
I think you've done plenty.
That's kind of my mantra over the last couple of years. Haven't I done enough? It feels like I've done enough.
Haven't I given everything I have?
Just maybe I can just, not. Maybe I could just not.
Just saying. Anyway, so Friday, Dave and Buster's. Hopefully, everybody's coming out there. I haven't asked who's coming out. My wife says, "Do you know who's coming out?" I'm like, "Well, I know I'm showing up. I know Keon's going to be there. I know that Ralph might be there. Who knows if Randy's going to be there?" And I'm like, "But I don't know about the super fans of the Fourth Dimension who's going to be there." And I told her, I said, "We're not doing roll call. There's no point to doing that. I don't feel like doing roll call because that just means whoever's listening at this moment. Now, some people listen at 4:00 that don't listen at 3, and some people listen at 5 and 4 that don't listen at 4 to 3 to all the different hours. So I just feel like that'd be a waste of time. Just ask everybody, "Are you coming?" I'm not going to do that.
There's no point.
Well, we hope you show up. We hope you show up and have fun with us. It's going to be a big old party. But if you don't, I'm not mad. Taco Kenny says, "I'll be there, but can I get a shot of Jack, please? And go Doyers." Well, you can say go Doyers. Randy can give you a shot of Jack, and it'll be good to see you, Taco Kenny. It'll be good to see you. Big George says, "Hello, gentlemen. Happy hump day." I hate that so much. I hate that, George. Why do you keep typing that? He says, "Jeffrey, I hope you're not a couple of big sleeps away from the draft. Big sleep is death, isn't it? Very dark, macabre. Who said the big sleep is death? I said a couple of sleeps. Did I say a big sleep? Never said a big sleep.
I don't recall that.
No.
I'm probably just a couple of sleeps away from the big sleep. I don't got a lot of sleeps left.
Oh, no.
Well, the Reaper has said that he's going to be out there at the remote.
Well, no, because he
Randy,
promised.
You should stay home.
He promised. That he was going to be. He's going to be off duty.
He was taking a day off.
Yeah.
Yeah, but isn't that something the Reaper would say?
Well, the Reaper doesn't have to trick you.
No, it's true.
When it's your time, he'll be there.
Lost Toby says, "Well, you can do a raffle and have people sign in, then you'll know who came." I already know who came. I see them. That's how I know who came. I don't, Radio Ron likes to give out name tags, by the way. "Hello, my name is,"
because so the other texters can recognize each other.
So then I could if I see that. So I'm going to spend a little more time being social this year.
Are you?
I know a lot of people don't believe that.
It's a promise. I guess we'll see if it happens.
Are you really?
Well, well, listen, here's the thing. We're doing the show from 3 to 6. And it's not really a time I get to be social. But then between 6 and 7, we'll probably get a bite to eat or something, and I'll hang out with people. And then when everybody's doing the draft, perhaps I'll go around and harass everybody. That's what I'll do. I'll just harass people. Because we don't do our draft on Friday night. That's just the Daily Blender leagues. All of the leagues, except for Premier League, do their drafts Friday night at 7 p.m. We do ours Saturday the next day. So, hey, I got some time to go around and be social. It's not that I don't like people. I'm just not normally that social a person.
That's fair.
I don't know. Would you use the word aloof?
I think aloof's too far.
Yeah, I think
aloof kind of suggests that you just hate everyone, which that's not.
Oh, then I'm aloof.
Okay, well then
I hate most people.
Then I know. Then aloof's very accurate. Works perfectly.
So here's what it is. I like my family, my kids. I like my friends, and I like the super fans in the Fourth Dimension. But outside of that, I don't need people. That's all I'm saying. NFL Blitzer says, question, NFL fantasy app not showing me Blender League 7, but the website works. I don't know, man. You're in 7, and you're in there. You got in there.
Do you have the latest version of the app? This is the only thing I could think of. I'm sorry.
There's NFL Blitzer. I see him. He actually exists in there.
And he's saying that the website works. So it's just an app thing. I just make sure you've got the latest version of that app. It's the best I can.
There is another thing we can do. You go to 1580thefanatic.com. I realized this when somebody was asking me the other night. We have links to every single league in there. So you go into 1580thefanatic.com. You click on the Daily Blender, okay? And then over on the right, it says Daily Blender Fantasy Football League links. We have that there so you can pop in, look at everybody else's leagues, and heckle them mercilessly if you feel like. So right now, if you go there, you click on Blender League 7, that'll take you right to Blender League 7. So give that a try, NFL Blitzer, and let me know if that works out for you. Rough Rob says, afternoon, guys, doing research for this college football season. Came across a quarterback with a kick-ass name of Six Killer. No, you didn't. What? No, you didn't. What JV team is that from? That can't be a real person. Nobody's last name is Six Killer.
Well, I beg to differ. I went to high school with a guy named Jesse Six Killer.
No.
Yes, I did. He lived in Levine. He came in on the Levine bus every day. It was an acquaintance. I didn't know him well, but Jesse Six Killer.
American Indian name?
I think so.
Because there is a famous Six Killer, Alex Sonny Six Killer, former American football player and sports commentator.
And his grandson.
He was in the Longest Yard movie, by the way.
Oh, the original one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's his grandson.
Oh, so his actual grandson is the one that
Camden Six Killer.
Hey, how about this? What team?
McNeese State.
There's a Kobe Six Killer at Southeast Missouri.
Boy.
So what school is that again? Keon?
That's McNeese State.
That's not a real place.
That's a real place.
It's not a real place.
It's a real place.
It doesn't count.
If
You've
ever been watching
what
college
conference?
football on
They're not in any kind of conference.
They're in one of the smaller conferences,
I
but
think
they're
they
not
are.
Smallest
Yeah.
damn conference.
But they're not like Division II. That's a Division I team.
Yeah, I tell you how small a conference it is. They can all meet in a conference room. They're just no, that can't be real. But Six Killer is a cool name, though.
Absolutely, it's the Southland Conference.
Chosen One says, I also had a Six Killer that used to work for me. Wow, this is the first time I've come across this name. At first, it just sounds so cool that there's no way it's real, but man, that's good to know. Like Skywalker. You know, I remember Luke Skywalker originally was Sky Killer. Oh, seriously.
That would have been so much more badass.
It would have been a little bit, yeah. Fifth letter says, my middle name's close to that. Coochie Killer. That's not your middle name.
That's not your middle name. No one gave you that middle name. I call BS, sir.
Taco Kenny says, OJ was Killer Juice on the loose at USC. And Burbank.
As it turns out, in reality, also.
Fish Tank says, we are the Knights who say McNeese. That was a hefty lefty quality text right there. Big George says, will the draft on Friday have a heavy Secret Service presence? Shut up, George. He says, no, RFK Jr. is going to be in town with Donald Trump. Well, yeah, but they're competing with us from across town. That circus is in Glendale. Our circus is in Tempe. I see no problems.
I don't think our circus is at the same time as their circus.
Yeah, their circus is on first. So if you're going to the Trump rally, after you're done, come on over to Dave and Buster's and keep your political opinions to yourself. And if you're not going to the Trump rally and would never go to the Trump rally, you come on over and join us and keep your political opinions to yourself. Nobody cares either way. We're not here for that. We're here for fantasy football. We're here for drinking. We're here for fun.
We're here for drinking fantasy football.
And fantasy drinking fun, the football.
That's the ticket that I vote for.
All
football,
of those things.
Beer, 24.
Yeah, we're not interested. We're not interested in any of it. So don't come around and start trouble. I'm squinting right now. I keep forgetting how to tell you it's radio. I'm squinting.
Yeah,
giving you the. I've realized that my face,
eyes.
is naturally looking like Clint Eastwood from the movie where he's just like,
and his eyes just don't open. He's glaring so hard and so often that his face is just, his eyes have never opened.
Well,
that whole movie.
Jeffrey is so powerful when he squints into the camera. The people that need to know,
they know
he's looking at them. Know that he's looking at them,
and they feel deeply uncomfortable right now.
And I'm going to make this very,
very
very clear. Yeah. Donald Trump, Beardy Vance, don't remember his name, RFK Jr. the Third, Kamala Harris,
Mm-hmm.
What's that dude? Little
Tim Walz.
Sure, that guy.
Yeah.
None of these people are invited to be in the Daily Blender fantasy football leagues.
That's true.
None of them, because none of them would know what to do. And I'm not going to spend my time over the next 6 months constantly returning emails. Well, I don't know, Donald. I guess we'll have to see why they're not doing that trade. And then I'll be like, oh, God, Kamala, for the last time, it wasn't an insult. The person was just trying. You're supposed to smack talk in fantasy football. RFK Jr., what is wrong with your voice? I can't go through this. None of you are invited.
Why does it sound like you gargled a cup of gravel every morning for the last 25 years?
I don't understand why this guy isn't playing his quarterback and he won't trade us. He's got 3 good quarterbacks. Get off my phone. None of you are invited. No Trump, no Vance, no Harris, no Walz, no RFK Jr. And by the way, I don't know who his vice president is. Because I don't know they're invited.
Because how could you stop them? We're not going to look it up.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Big George says, so if a dead bear happens to appear at Tempe Town Lake on Friday, I think we know who did it. There are no bears around here? So yeah, we know who did it.
There weren't any bears in New York City either, but RFK went and dragged one all the way down there. So
they're running wild through Central Park, and
headbutting bikes, apparently.
Rough Rob says, what if they make a surprise appearance and crash our draft? They will be asked to leave.
Kindly escorted.
Private property. I'll tell you what, they'll be asked to leave our area. Hey, Dave and Buster's is a big place. Tons of games, tons of places to drink, tons of places to eat. Yes, they're fine. And I've always said, you don't have to play fantasy football to come hang out with us and have a party. So the rule is going to be, if they show up, you talk politics, I'm throwing your ass out. But if you come in here just to hang out, have some drinks and eat some food and have some fun, all are welcome. Just don't be grabbing anybody by the... CK says, if a candidate wants to secure the presidency, they should promise to make Sunday ticket a la carte. Oh, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like that. News on that front.
I like that. But I was excited yesterday. Did we talk about this? Where the Sunday ticket, you can put the 4 games you want on the screen. You can just go boop, boop, boop. These are the ones.
You mentioned that yesterday.
Oh, that's a game changer for me. I love that. I wish you could put 6 and 8 on there so you can I like to monitor what's going on while watching a game on my big screen. And then sometimes I'll put another screen in the room. So I have 3 screens. There's the main game, a secondary game, and then monitor everything else that's going on. But I guess I'm just getting greedy if I'm doing stuff like that. So, but no, I'm happy they've done this. I just don't want to pay for it. Ghetto Girl says, don't let Trump stick you with the bill. Don't kid yourself. They all would. Every single one of them would stick us with the bill. Every single one of them. Entitled son. Fish Tank says, what time is the pregame on Friday?
Pregame?
Well, it's from 3 to 6.
Yeah.
During the airing of the Daily Blender, you're welcome to come down and hang out. And then there is between 6 and 7. That's more pregame time. And then 7 p.m. is the draft. Fifth Letter says, I think Trump would love to come hang out with us at the live draft. Like, he's got his own thing going on.
So I don't think he's going to be a little busy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Taco Kenny says, cold ones on Trump. Friday. I don't think he's paying. He does not have a history of paying, if you know what I mean.
Opening the tab, sure.
Here's the thing. The entitled people, the disconnected people, all these people are disconnected from the reality of who we are. Like the NFL players, it's the same thing because they are in a system their entire life that kind of separates them from the reality of life. And so NFL players, like all the NFL players I've known and hung out with, huge disconnect from reality. Same thing. The NFL, we started the station. I'm not going to say who it is. We started a radio station and we had a couple of former NFL players there. And they brand new studios. It was sponsored by an electronics company. So everything was brand new day one. Dudes walked in there and I was like, this is gonna be great. We have this nice studio. They can bring up the scores, do whatever they want. Kind of like what we have in the Fanatic studio where there's a computer in every position. Only these were like brand new, sweet laptops. These NFL players came in, they're like, hey, this is great. And they're like walking out after their first show with the laptops. I'm going to take this one from my kid too. See you later. Whoa, no.
That's station property. But
yeah, this is our show, so we figured, we're sponsored by so-and-so.
This is the thing, by the way.
We help bring you the sponsorship. That's not how this works. And yet they felt so entitled. They just walked off with those laptops. I was like, oh.
Wow.
People have just been handing you free things your whole life. Charles Barkley is a guy that at least is aware that this is something that's not normal, because he's like, I get free stuff because I'm rich. That's the difference between me and most people. And so like you just start to expect it after a while.
Yeah, I'll never get used to it. I'll never get used to it. But at least now I understand it better. So if you ever have an actual NFL player come to be a part, nail everything down, bolt it to the countertop, or it's leaving the building.
And after NIL, you can just go ahead and lump all the college players in there too.
Like, you don't mind if I take this? That's my wife.
These kids are not having to pay for a thing for the rest of their lives. People just give them stuff.
Weso Grande says, since he was once president, will Trump have dibs on Prison Wallet's nickname? No, Prison Wallet, that's his.
That's
not
even the president gets to
if he wanted a text or nickname, it'd be up to him to come up with it. That's the way it works here on the show. Ghetto Girl says, that's why so many pro athletes wind up broke. They have no idea how to manage money. Yeah, they don't get it. They don't get it.
You never have to, and everybody does it for you. And then one day someone stops doing that for you, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I haven't been looking at my own money. This is not good.
All right, listen, we're running late for a break, and that's not good either. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take this break. We're going to come back. It's time for Beat the Book with Dylan Cohen. We'll see how he did yesterday with his bets, see what he's got in store for us tonight. And, of course, we've got all sorts of stuff to talk about, the Diamondbacks and the Cardinals and other things, too. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Get insights into the sports betting market with VSiN's betting splits. See where the money is and keep updated on how the market is reacting. Only at VSIN.com. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
The Arizona Diamondbacks are wrapping up their series with the Miami Marlins tonight in South Florida as they continue their 9-game road trip. The Diamondbacks are looking for the 3-game sweep. They won Tuesday by a 3-1 score. Tonight, it'll be Jordan Montgomery getting the start for Arizona, 8-6 with an ERA over 6. Roddery Munoz will go for the Marlins. He's 2-7, an ERA of 5.88. Arizona minus a 1.5, even money on the run line. The Marlins getting a 1.5, minus 120. The over-under run total tonight is at 8.5. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Everybody's got a podcast these days. Comedy, politics, true crime, you name it. But how many actually teach you anything useful? Harman Solar has an entertaining podcast that is vital if you've been thinking about looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Ralph and Ben explore the intricacies of utilities, equipment, processes, and more. Their primary objective is to educate and empower you to make informed decisions on your solar journey. So increase your knowledge, not your bills. Go check it out right now. It's the Harman Solar Podcast at harmansolar.com.
Oh, I can't believe tax season is here already. Look at all this info I have to enter.
Phil's small accounting firm is growing in numbers.
Why didn't I take that typing class in high school?
A data entry specialist could really help him in a crunch.
I got blisters on my fingers.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Flo here from Progressive to tell you how you get more than great savings with us. You get customer service access through our mobile app, online chat, or by phone.
That's a lot of ways I can get in touch with you. I see what's going on here. You can't name favorites, but I'm your #1 customer.
Actually, we offer all our customers these ways to contact us.
I'm sure you give just any customer your personal
company
contact info.
Well, you did call us more than any other customer this year. So in that sense, you are our #1 customer.
Get help from Progressive through the website, app, chat, or phone. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
When life gets overwhelming, but you just don't feel like talking, help is only a text away. Trained and caring crisis specialists are available by text 24/7 to assist with suicidal thoughts, substance use issues, depression, anxiety, and more. You are never alone. When you need help, please text HOPE to 4HOPE. From anywhere in Arizona, text the word HOPE to 44673. This message is sponsored by Solari Crisis and Human Services.
Joey, let's get some drive-through.
Yeah, bro. Food. I'm gonna have to ask you to step out of the car, sir.
Joey, let's get some drive-through, man.
Let's order delivery instead.
If you feel different, you drive different, and driving high is a DUI. If you think no one can tell you're high, think again. Your friends, family, and especially law enforcement can see right through it. If you feel different, you drive different. Drive high and get a DUI. Brought to you by NHTSA.
Hey guys, Jeffrey O'Brien here. Anyone looking for a good time should join us this Friday for the Daily Blender Fantasy Football Draft Party at Dave & Buster's at the Tempe Marketplace. All starts with a live remote broadcast of the Daily Blender from 3 to 6 p.m., leading up to the draft of our Daily Blender Fantasy Football Leagues at 7 p.m. After that, well, just gonna party. You don't even have to play fantasy football. Just come out and hang out with us and have some fun. It's this Friday at the Dave & Buster's at the Tempe Marketplace right here on 1580 The Fanatic. The Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. It's time for Beat the Book with Dylan Cohen, resident bettor. Of course, you can see his stuff at 1580thefanatic.com. Scroll down on the right, click on that, and you'll see all his thinking behind his bets and some other really great parlays and bets to take a look at too. All right, Dylan, how you doing, man?
Hey, doing great, Jeffrey. How are you?
I'm doing all right. How did you fare last night? I saw what happened in the WNBA, but I'm not sure about the other bets. So how'd you make out yesterday?
Yeah, let's start with that WNBA game because that's probably the only disappointing thing I could really shout out from yesterday. Overall, we did have another good day. You know, we did hit on a majority of the picks. But going into that Connecticut Sun versus the LA Sparks game, the Connecticut Sun just really did not perform to expectations in this one. It was a pretty poor offensive performance from them. They ended up winning the game by 8 points. We had them on the spread for 13.5, so they needed to win by 14 or more in order for us to win that bet. What really kind of stood out to me in this one, though, was just that the Sun shot 47% as a team from the free throw line, and they averaged like closer to 80%. So they shot 8 of 17. I mean, they make 6 more free throws. We're having a completely different conversation right now. So that's just one of those ones where you take it in stride. It is what it is.
All right. So you lost that one. How about your Brewers bet?
Brewers bet ended up being a very good one. They did win that game, although I'm not going to lie, it looked a little dicey. The Cardinals took it to the bottom of the ninth. They had bases loaded with 1 out. They had Paul Goldschmidt on the plate. So it seemed like the stars were aligning for a pretty disappointing ending there. And then Goldie struck out. The next batter came up and hit a pop out, and the Brewers were able to squeak by with the win. So we took them on the money line, and they won the game 3-2. And those other bets to consider that are on the 1580thefanatic.com website. Again, there's 10 of them every single day. We hit 6 out of 10 of those yesterday. So you take that along with the 1 out of 2 picks, we went 7 of 12 again. And anytime I'm, getting over 50% of these calls right, that's a great day.
Yeah, that's better than I could ever do. So, all right, what do you got in store for us tonight?
So for tonight, I'm going to start off again with the Brewers and the Cardinals. I don't know what is going on with odds makers right now. I don't know why they're just not seeing this the way that I am seeing it. But again, the Brewers play the Cardinals in St. Louis. The Brewers are the underdog. When I placed the bet this morning, the line was at -102, which is just below even money for the Brewers on the money line. I just checked it about 15 minutes ago, and on FanDuel, they are now even money. I think this is the best individual line that anyone can play today. The Brewers are on a 6-game winning streak. They are 7-1 against the Cardinals this season. That's a pretty good sample size. And when you look at the actual pitching matchup for today in that game, you've got Tobias Myers going up against Kyle Gibson. So again, I guess odds makers think that Kyle Gibson is the better pitcher out of the two. Maybe on paper over the full season, that might be the case, but you look at how these guys are performing recently, and Tobias Myers is the one that's winning more games, that has the better ERA, that is just performing a lot better overall. So we're going to stick with the Brewers on their winning streak right now. They've got the momentum. You can play the Brewers on the money line as the underdog versus the St. Louis Cardinals tonight.
All right, so you lost your bet on the WNBA last night. Are you brave enough for a WNBA bet tonight?
We're going to go back to the WNBA. However, we're going to go to player props today as opposed to betting on a specific team. I really like the Aces and the Minnesota Lynx matchup. That's going to take place later on tonight. This features, quite frankly, some of the best players in the league. The Lynx have Nafisa Collier. The Aces are led by Asia Wilson, who is the wide, large, and far favorite for the MVP in the WNBA this year. Asia is averaging 27.3 points per game. And in this specific matchup with the Lynx don't really have a forward center that, they can really match up with Wilson. They have Alana Smith, who is a pretty good forward in her own right. But, when it comes to her defending Asia, I mean, these teams have already played 2 games already. Asia had 28 points the first game and 34 the second game. So her line tonight on scoring is at 26.5. Quite frankly, you can play the over on that line. I went a little bit more conservative, and I'm taking Asia Wilson to get 25 or more points tonight versus the Minnesota Lynx at home. And that game is on ESPN. So national TV, big stage. Look for Asia to step up and perform.
I see on your other bets to consider at 1580thefanatic.com, you've got the 3 front runners for the National League, the Diamondbacks, Padres, and Dodgers. You got them all on the money line. Diamondbacks money line, Padres money line, Dodgers money line. Which one of those are you the most confident in tonight?
Oh, it's got to be the Diamondbacks by far. I mean, at the end of the day,
Marlins.
They're the one that's facing, one of the worst teams in all of baseball. Out of those 3 teams, they're the one that's on the road, but they've already won 2 out of 3 games in that series. We've got a pitching matchup tonight that seems to be in our favor. Montgomery had a great outing against the Rockies, his last matchup. This pitcher for the Miami Marlins, Munoz, he has a tendency of giving up home runs. So, and here's something that I am playing personally on my own. I didn't put this on the page, but look for Adrian Del Castillo on the Diamondbacks to make the most out of his last game in Miami, where he's from this season. His last 2 games that he's played, he's had a home run in each game. You can look to play him for a home run today, or perhaps even RBIs if you want to be a little bit more conservative.
So you got the Padres are playing the Twins, and you're expecting a sweep there. You got the Dodgers playing the Mariners, and you're expecting a sweep there. And of course, the Marlins at the mercy of the Diamondbacks. So these are brave predictions because, sweeps are not as easy as people think. And so you're looking at 3 in a row if those are right.
That's correct. And, when you look at the Dodgers and the Mariners tonight, for example, Dodgers have Jack Flaherty going for them on the mound at home. He's one of the best pitchers in the league already, and he's going up against the team that strikes out the most in all of Major League Baseball. So if you even look at that, long shot parlay, I've got a prop there for Jack Flaherty to get 10 or more strikeouts. He did hit that number in his last home game. So I really do believe the Dodgers have the upper hand in that pitching matchup. As far as the Padres go, it's a little bit kind of tougher to say that up front, but the thing with the Padres is they have the same kind of fight and the same kind of grit that these Diamondbacks do right now. And every single time they go down in a game, they find a way to get back into it, and they get the runs and they come back and they win. And I believe in the game yesterday versus the Twins, the Padres had like 2 different comebacks. They got down twice in that game, came back each time, and ended up rallying towards the end to win. So, with how we've seen that from the D-backs, with how we've seen that from the Padres, we know how hot these teams are right now, and that's just something that I would not bet against. You want to be with them, not against them.
All I know, Dylan, is when I get the runs, I go home. Lost Toby's on the text line. Says, personally, I took the White Sox and they won. Oh, good for you, man.
And that was a good call today. Yeah. Giants had a pretty disappointing showing. That game was tied, honestly, all the way until the ninth inning. And then, the White Sox had a big top of the ninth, and they stole one in San Francisco. So good call there.
Lost Toby's been using AI to try to help him bet. And he says that AI went 3 out of 4 again. Well, I tell you what, that's kind of spooky. I mean, at some point, somebody's going to step in and not allow that. You know what I mean? Because if you can just have a computer do it, what's the point?
I was going to say, Lost Toby, if you can tell us a little bit more about the AI. Is this like a specific website that you're using?
No,
I've tried to do some research on it.
Well, he told us it's he told us it's Chat GPT Pro version where you pay for it.
Okay.
I don't know.
I've used Chat GPT. I haven't used that version of it. The free ones, whenever you ask them for a sports bet, they don't really give you anything conclusive.
Oh, they're dumb as hell. And they make stuff up.
Exactly.
But no, Lost Toby says he's got the AI for work. And so, he thought, well, what the hell? And he started plugging in some, I don't know how much information he gives it, but evidently it's been doing pretty well for him.
That's what I want to know is what information does it even have?
Yeah, we need more information, Lost Toby, but that is intriguing. But if it's a successful thing, there's no way that lasts. You know what I mean? Anytime and you get like a little edge on the man.
Can bring the AI to the live broadcast this coming Friday at Dave & Buster's. I would love to have a conversation about it and learn more.
Lost Toby, bring your robot with you. Dylan, I don't think this is some like thing that walks around. I think it's on a computer. So he should bring his computer.
Or his phone.
Well, what if it's not on his phone?
Whatever device it's on.
Yeah. Leave your phone at home, unless it's on your phone. Then you bring your phone. Don't bring both.
We're just going to give him opposite commands until he figures it out himself. I don't know.
Till he's completely confused.
Yeah. Then he stays home and somehow his phone's at the remote. I don't know.
This is very hard. This is why I don't do this. Anyway, so yeah, Lost Toby, bring it and show. Dylan will be with us at the remote broadcast on Friday at Dave & Buster's in the Tempe Marketplace as we get ready for our Daily Blender Fantasy Football League's draft. So you can bend his ear and pick his brain if you want. Not literally, moist one. But listen, Dylan, good luck with your bets tonight, and we will check in with you again tomorrow and see how you did.
Sounds good. Thanks.
That is Dylan Cohen and Beat the Book. You can find all that information at 1580thefanatic.com. And you click on that. He has his thinking. He's got his other bets to consider. He's got a parlay there for a suggestion. And I think you can find him on the Instagram at Beat the Book. Just look for Beat the Book, and you'll see Dylan right there. 888-368-1580. Lost Toby says, I'll be there. Okay, good. I can't wait to see this. And let me know what your information you're feeding this robot thing.
Okay, it's Chat GPT or GTP.
Here's the way I see
it. BGs, something like that.
They're going to kill us all. But until they do, let's exploit them the best we can.
Why not?
Even though that's probably why they'll kill us all, is that we're exploiting them.
There's no getting around it. So you might as well get in on it.
There aren't enough other people exploiting them to make it worth your trouble to also not do that. So, yeah.
Lost Toby says, okay, send the phone through Uber and stay home. I got it.
Perfect.
That's all we needed. Ringlish Joe says, Lions are kings of the North, and I picked up a throwback outfit for game day. Okay. Chosen One says, is the music in the Friday night promo from Life Aquatic? Yes, it is, Chosen One. Thank you for noticing. That is from the Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. CK says, hey, Lost Toby, post your AI pics. Yeah, and I want to see all the information you feed that thing. Taco Kenny says, all BS aside, did y'all hear the NFL plans to extend the season way into February and have the Super Bowl on President's Day weekend so that some folks can have Monday President's Day off? It's a win-win for me because that's my birthday. I'm always off. Go Raiders. Well, Taco Kenny, Yeah, we've talked about this quite a few times on the show. Thanks for listening.
They're not doing it so that people can get that day.
They don't care about that.
They want more games so they can make more money.
And then we could get another game here soon. They increased the season. Now they're going to do it again. There's no stopping them. Beer Bob says, I'm sure if President Trump ever joins the Fourth Dimension, yeah, I don't know if that nickname is it's kind of been taken. Fifth Letter says, Taco Kenny, go Raiders, brother. Okay, let's not start a Raiders thing here.
We like you guys, but it's not exactly a Raiders.
When wherever the Raiders
show.
go, the property value is going to drop.
No,
because Oakland is just decimated. Everything's left, and so now Vegas is next. I'm just kidding. Please don't kill me.
It was a bold joke.
I can't help it. Ringless Joe says, best week 1 pick is the Titans to win against the Chicago Bears as underdogs. Rookie quarterback going up against a
second year quarterback.
I don't know. I've heard a lot of good things about Caleb Williams.
He's looked good. I mean, it's preseason, but I mean, in terms of just some of the stuff that he can do that nobody else can do except for maybe Patrick Mahomes, he can do those things.
Has overall more talent right now outside of the quarterback. Who has more talent?
I feel like the Bears do.
Yeah.
Just with some of the trades they had this offseason and the draft picks, I think it might be the Bears.
Yeah, go with your bet, Ringless Joe. Go with your gut. Don't listen to us. But yeah, I don't know if I'd make that bet. Mr. Wilbur says, wow, it's been a year since I first met Jeffrey and Randy at last year's remote. Not going to make this one because of transportation issues, but that's okay. Have fun, boys. Oh, that's a shame, Mr. Wilbur. We'll miss seeing you. And I know you'll miss being near us.
That was awkward.
Yeah, let's just take a break.
Yeah.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? A man age 50 non-tobacco user can obtain $500,000 of coverage for as little as $110 per month. Level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, there are great rates available for you as well. Call Term Busters for a quote. 1-800-908-7636. You're probably paying more than you should. Call 1-800-908-7636. Remember, call Term Busters. 1-800-908-7636. Sample rate for preferred non-tobacco rate class. Exam required to qualify.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8695. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8695. That's 800-575-8695. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
It's election time. Make your vote count. Register to vote or check your voter registration by going to arizona.vote. Remember, elections are run at the local level by your friends and neighbors, and there are safeguards in place every step of the way to ensure your vote is counted accurately and securely. For more information and updates, visit arizona.vote, your trusted source of election information. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Secretary of State's office.
Fall's coming. You have a lot to prepare for. Back to school, family gatherings, and staying on top of your health. The virus that causes COVID-19 continues to evolve, so this fall make a plan for COVID-19 vaccination. Ask your doctor to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
It's heating up across Arizona. Make sure you know the signs of heat stress, cramps, rashes, exhaustion, dizziness. Working in high temperatures can be dangerous. It can lead to an altered mental state, damage your organs, and even cause death. Protect yourself. Get plenty of water, rest, and shade during the day. Learn more from the Industrial Commission of Arizona. Visit heat.az.gov. That's heat.az.gov. This message is sponsored by the Industrial Commission of Arizona.
1580 The Fanatic and at 1580thefanatic.com.
Your home for sports.
Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Yes, we will be at Dave & Buster's at the Tempe Marketplace on Friday. And remember, you could do your own fantasy football drafts at Dave & Buster's. You don't have to just do the one with us. Dave & Buster's, you can book your draft party at the Dave & Buster's at Tempe or any of their locations. You'll get 3 hours of free room rental, a free draft kit, 20% off of food and non-alcoholic beverages. Go to dnbparty.com for more information on that. But it's a great place to go and get some good food and have your draft. They are very fantasy football accommodating. So 888-368-1580. Lost Toby did send me some information on how he does things. He says, to come up with the selections, I use a combination of real-time expert analysis and betting advice from reputable sports betting sites. These sources analyze team performances, player statistics, and current trends to recommend the best possible bets for a given parlay. So then he shoves that into the chat GPT, and then it looks at that and analyzes it and tells him what to do. That is fascinating.
That's interesting. Now I've got a better idea, and it looks like you're feeding it information that's already kind of been prepared, so it doesn't have to figure out what things are worth. Yeah, that's fascinating.
Yeah, and it sounds like you're using advice from a bunch of guys, and then the AI is going, that sounds pretty good. So you're really, I don't know if you need the AI. Maybe just listen to the advice of the people and the experts, or even like Dylan Cohen, and just go from there.
Like, has the AI ever done the opposite of what they've suggested? Like, it's looked at the numbers and decided something else.
Has the AI ever hit on Monkey Puncher? I think not.
I don't think so, it's not hard to do.
Yeah, you can go either way with that. So, all right, let's talk about the Arizona Diamondbacks, Randy. Corbin Carroll, is he back? Has he found his mojo again? Because he had a home run in that game.
He just got on base.
Oh, they're playing right now.
Certainly seems like he's white hot right now. I mean, he's just hitting the ball with ease, all different parts of the ballpark. Last night, he hit an opposite field home run. It was pivotal for the Diamondbacks. He's running the bases well. He's playing his position well. I mean, it seems like Corbin Carroll is he's gotten hot at the right time.
Randy, it's just funny because as you were talking, Corbin Carroll's just doing everything you just said. The next hit, Corbin Carroll went from first, and just because he's so fast, he got all the way to third.
Jock Peterson hit a basic single, and there he goes.
And it was while you were talking. That's why I brought it up.
Like a bat out of hell.
It was like you were.
Well, and it's this whole team just seems to be really gelling right now, no matter what's happening. And last night, Eduardo Rodriguez pitched a wonderful game. He got a high pitch count, but he pitched a wonderful game. I mean, the Marlins had no answers for him, and it was good to see that. Now tonight, Montgomery on the hill, and we'll see what he looks like. Merrill Kelly is back, and he's getting back in form again. I mean, this is going to be if the pitching staff can get back up to speed and really get into their rhythm, this offense is no offense to be trifled with. And I think this team, with its just gritty attitude, is a team to watch out come playoff time. I was reading something today. Somebody picked the Diamondbacks, the Padres, and the Dodgers, all three of them making the playoffs, and gave it a 90% chance of that happening. Dodgers, Padres, and the Diamondbacks make all three of them making the playoffs.
Wow. All right. Well, we'll see. This is just another game, and so far there's no score. Diamondbacks 0, Marlins 0. Although Corbin Carroll being on third base right now gives you a little bit of confidence.
Well, yeah.
Just saying.
That's true.
So Ketel Marte, or as I call him, Kettle Metal, He is on the 10-day IL, and
Yes.
the Diamondbacks then signed Luis Guillorme. Is that how you say his name?
I-
Luis Guillorme to come in and fill in for him, I guess. He was
he's-
designated on assignment by the Angels, and so then the Diamondbacks came and picked him up.
Yeah, the funny thing about that is he had gone home and he had donated a bucket of baseballs because he wasn't going to be using them. A bucket of baseballs to a buddy, so his buddy could use those for batting practice. And he went back and he said, "Hey, I'm going to need those back. Apparently, I'm going to be playing." So he got in shape. He really wasn't out of shape, and he's like a utility infielder. He's going to be a guy that can fill in and what do they call a platoon with Ketel Marte, giving a look from both sides of the plate. Ketel batting right-handed, and this new guy Guillermo, whatever his name, Guillermo Sweet Cheese, he'll be batting from the other side of the plate. So I think it's a good pickup. It's a value pickup. Obviously, it's not a big, flashy, sexy name pickup, but then that's the Diamondbacks. That's what they do.
You want to hear something sexy? Diamondbacks have the bases loaded right now.
Mhm.
There we go.
That's very sexy, and there's only
There we
one
go.
out. So
Yeah.
that is very sexy. Lost Toby, turned out I was reading what he wrote. What he wrote was all from the AI. So what did you ask the AI, Lost Toby? That's what I want to know. So basically, what I said earlier, where he said to come up with these selections, this was the response of the AI.
He asked the AI, "How do you do it?"
And here's what it did. It gave the bets and then showed a bunch of links saying sources like this say this and this says that. Total runs over and under. Well, this selection, blah, blah, blah. And there's all these different links. So this AI is going online and using advice from all these different places to sort of come up with its own idea. That is
wow.
amazing.
It's a meta bet machine. That's
So
crazy. That's
glad
insane.
They've let AI have the internet now.
That seems why. Oh wow.
Grand Slam?
Almost. It stayed in the park, but Diamondbacks on the board.
How many guys got in? 2?
Let's see here.
I can't even see it, so all I can see is the
I think
Moist.
it's 2.
Moist one says, no, I'm not reading it. Big George says only one score. It was only one
Oh,
score?
that's right. Okay. Because it was actually caught at the wall, at the warning track.
Oh.
So
That ball is out of here.
it is
but
far.
caught.
It is gone. But caught.
Oh, well. Ringless Joe said he's trying to justify his bet. He says Titans to win against the Chicago Bears as underdogs. And he says the number 1 draft pick for quarterback has gone 0-15-1 in the season opener. That's why I say Titans.
Yeah, I don't.
But Caleb Williams
But
has looked really good.
The
in
number,
camp.
yeah, but like, the number 1 draft pick for each of the years, like if that quarterback wasn't as good, if the team he was playing was a particularly great defense, I don't know. I'd rather look at this matchup and make my decision on that.
Lost Toby says, yeah, the AI just takes all the data from the different sources. So you're just asking it, how about this bet? How about this bet? How about this bet? Just like saying, what do you think of this bet? And it does all that for you? Holy crap. Weso Grande says, Sky Bet will rule us all someday. Oh, by the way, did I tell you guys about my friend Ryan? My friend Ryan, he has like a thing he does. He likes to go to all-you-can-eat buffets and then slip in some fully cooked corn dogs from home. He just puts them in the buffet, and then he watches people eat his corn dogs. The thing, I'm not even making this up. So he actually got on the AI, I think for Instagram, and he says, at a buffet, I personally sneak corn dogs into the buffet so others can enjoy them. I hide 6 corn dogs in my jacket pockets. It's a joy for me to see other patrons of the establishment eat my corn dogs, thinking they were part of the buffet. And then AI says, well, that's a playful and mischievous approach. I love that you're spreading joy and surprise to your fellow buffet goers. Your covert corn dog operations bring a smile to my digital face. Do you see what I'm saying?
AI needs to tell that man he's committing a crime.
Yes, it's a crime.
That is a felony.
Felony? To slip corn dogs into a buffet is a felony?
I don't think it's a felony, but like if he's keeping it in his jacket pocket, he's not following any particular food standards. If someone were to get sick eating one of his corn dogs, that again, he keeps in his pockets.
I think AI thought about it a second and said, however, I should mention that it's essential to ensure buffet staff and management are okay with this. You wouldn't want to cause any trouble or disrupt operations, but maybe even discreetly check with them beforehand to make sure your corn dog contributions are welcome.
My journalism teacher called that burying the lead. That should have been first. That should have been the first thing said. You need to check with people before you just put food out there that everyone thinks has been cooked and taken care of in a certain way according to certain health and safety guidelines, and they were not. This food came from your pockets.
Yeah, I told Ryan what the AI should have said is not no, hell no. That's nasty. They're not even in plastic baggies in his pockets. They're just in his pockets.
Just, oh my. Listen.
Probably a little bit of lint gets on them too.
That's stressing me out. Just the concept of that is stressing me out. I'll never go to a buffet again.
I'll send you a link where you can friend him. There's a picture of him holding up a corn dog.
Oh my
God.
God.
It's easy to find.
I don't know if I even, what would I say to you if you're the person who does this?
He gets mixed results online. I'll be honest. Ghetto Girl says, can we get Lost Toby's bets? I don't know. Lost Toby, do you have a Twitter thing or something? I don't know if you put that stuff up there or not. Lost Toby says, your friend Ryan is committing a felony. Your friend, not Ryan, is commuting a felony. Wait, Lost Toby, you, how do you have so much luck betting with AI, but yet spell check just gives you the bird almost every text you send me? Ringless Joe says Jared Goff is one of the best quarterbacks when he plays indoors. Most of the Lions games are indoors this year. Oh yeah, let me tell you, definitely looking at Lions players from a fantasy football this year. Big George says, why are you friends with this criminal, Jeffrey? I hope your friend gets arrested and locked up for doing something so vile and disgusting. She's a corn dog. What's your problem? I like a corn dog. Randy, you like a corn dog?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I like corn dogs from my microwave, not from someone else's pockets. Does make a difference.
Even moist ones against this.
Oh, there you go.
He says, first it's corn dogs. Next it's slipping dog turds into the meatballs. Well, he's not there to make people sick. He's trying to spread joy. But like if you were at a buffet and you come across a corn dog, you're grabbing the corn dog. Don't lie. You'll absolutely grab a corn dog. I'll grab a corn dog. I don't even need a reason. Anyway, so where were we? Talking about the Diamondbacks, talking about baseball. You see the Oakland A's players, I guess they have a fantasy football league too. And they did this thing where to choose their draft order, they all stood up there and they threw balls. There was this like little circle thing there on the grass, and they were up in the stands and they threw their ball. And it was like closest ball to the circle gets the first pick. Yeah. And Scott Alexander got it. You can tell the video because he was losing it and the other guys looked pissed. But so funny. Closest one gets the first pick, next closest one second, and so on. I'm like, man, that was a good idea. Why didn't we? That was a good idea. Although fake Andy Reid was awesome.
Fake Andy Reid was very awesome.
Yes.
Also, Marlins up now, 2-1.
There you, what? Yeah. Marlins up 2-1.
Yep.
Damn you, Jake Montgomery. Is Jake Montgomery or John Montgomery?
I think it's Jake.
Damn you, Jake. No, it's Jordan. Oh,
well, there you go. I couldn't be bothered to learn his name.
I was hoping to go to the break happy. Now I'm going like this. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Starting trouble.
No one likes that. We can get you set up for some stronger starts. You might just need a fresh charge, and we can take care of that free of charge. But if it is time for a new battery, we've got replacement batteries that'll fit your needs, starting at just $79.99. That's what makes us America's #1 battery destination.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Celebrating 30 years of AmeriCorps looks like building lifetime change makers in Arizona communities. From serving children alongside First Things First to Executive Director of Prevent Child Abuse Arizona. From the Pinal County Sheriff's Office to the Governor's Office, serving with AmeriCorps today creates limitless potential for every new member to lead Arizona tomorrow. Where will AmeriCorps take you? Join the movement by signing up at serve.az.gov. This message is sponsored by the Governor's Office of Youth, Faith, and Family.
Wake up. Breakfast. And Nature Made vitamins. Whatever your morning sounds like, Nature Made fits right in. Whether you're looking for vitamin C or a multivitamin to get key nutrients, we've got you covered. Now that's a good morning. We take care of you so you can take on your day. Start your day with Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist recommended vitamin and supplement brand, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
Celebrating 30 years of AmeriCorps in Arizona looks like more than 27,000 members, 29 million hours served, nearly 75 million in scholarships, millions of lives changed. When you sign up for AmeriCorps in Arizona, you make a difference. Also, earn a living stipend, plus education scholarships. Join the movement by signing up at serve.az.gov. That's serve.az.gov. This message is sponsored by the Governor's Office of Youth, Faith, and Family.
Joey, let's get some drive-through.
Yeah, bro.
Food.
I'm gonna have to ask you to step out of the car, sir.
Joey, let's get some drive-through, man.
Let's order delivery instead.
If you feel different, you drive different, and driving high is a DUI. If you think no one can tell you're high, think again. Your friends, family, and especially law enforcement can see right through it. If you feel different, you drive different. Drive high and get a DUI. Brought to you by NHTSA.
Hi, guys. Jeffrey O'Brien here. Have you ever gone to HarmonSolar.com? Well, you really need to, because everything you ever wanted to know about how solar power can save you big on your monthly electric bill is right there. It's online. Through your phone or through your computer, you can learn about tax credits, the equipment they use, look at how they do things for businesses as well as homeowners, see testimonials from happy customers, and I hear they got a pretty good podcast too. Check it out. Go to HarmonSolar.com. That's HarmonSolar.com.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
Inspiring because, I've been saying I got to keep the income down because every year the ocean claims a billionaire.
Yeah,
Yeah, first it was
the
guys in the sub, and then it was this guy in his boat.
I think those are accidents.
I got to keep my income below $1 billion. I
Well,
don't want the ocean to get angry and try to take.
I don't think the ocean is getting angry at anyone, and I think those were just tragic
You
accidents.
ever been on the ocean? Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. No, I don't think so. No.
Feel like we should.
Oh, it's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. It's 4 o'clock, and I'm Jeffrey O'Brien. He's Randy White. Keon Rose in the control room. You guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, broadcasting live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. All right, we got a bunch of texts on the text line to get through, and then we'll move on to the next thing. Let's see. Lost Toby says, this AI is great. That's why I use it at work. Great for spell checking my documents. And I said, not Ryan, to not snitch on him. Oh, I see what you're saying. Chosen One says, new for our draft this year, I recommend an NBA lottery draft with the winner getting at least amount of balls. Even had a bingo roller. Pretty fun way to figure a draft order. I don't need to deal with anybody's balls. What?
Excuse me? Say that again.
Well, it's an NBA lottery draft thing. So you got like the balls, ping pong balls, and then you pull out the number or the name with the. You know what I noticed? This fake Randy Reed, he went backwards, didn't he? Did we go backwards when we picked ours before? I feel like first one out was the first pick, and then second.
He went backwards.
He went backwards.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have affected me because I had number 6.
You're dead smack in the middle either way. So,
you know, it would have been worse actually if you think about it, because you're set. It would have been the other way around.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's not a bad idea. Chosen one to get one of those little lottery ball things and just turn it. I like it.
It's just a bingo ball thing, right?
Yeah, but I want one that goes like air pneumatically.
Oh, it's got the air.
And it actually pulls the ball out.
Mm-hmm.
Wessel Grande says, I have a pocket full of corn dogs. If I have those, I'm not going to buffet. Yeah, that's fair. Wrigley Joe says, corn dog straight from the pocket is a Dallas delicacy. Pocket lint gives it a little texture.
Your pockets, not somebody else's.
I believe it. CK says, Moist One just wants to grab your corn dog. He didn't say it, and I'm surprised.
And he's still not allowed to.
Oh, Big George said it was Jake Berger that hit a home run, 2-1 Marlins. Jake Berger. So it was a burger bomb.
So when I bet on Jake Berger, no burger bomb. But obviously now when Jake Berger is playing a team I root for, now Jake Berger can hit a burger bomb. All right. I see you, Jake.
Berger.
I'll never forgive you, Jake.
You son of a bitch. Mr. Wilbur says, Keon, hear me out. There's a futures bet for a comeback player of the year in the NFL this season. Believe it or not, they put Kyler Murray as one of the favorites. They can't do that. He came back at the end of the last season.
Yeah, he came back last season.
And he played pretty well. So clearly not derailed by the injury at all.
Who determines what play like comeback player is?
It's
is that a Vegas thing?
It's not a Vegas thing. It's a
dumb.
It's a writer thing.
No, that explains it. Radio
and it's
sports writers are dumb as hell.
And it's a pretty vague description that covers a lot of things, ranging from guy who gets injured and comes back, from that guy just hasn't played well for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's all in there.
I invalidate that.
I mean, they still give the award out, as you know. Does it? It's not stopping them at all.
I reject this. So all right, let's talk about some other things, shall we? So the Chicago Sky are having a special night when the Fever come back to town. The Indiana Fever, Chicago Sky. When that happens, it's a huge thing.
Mm-hmm.
Angel Reese. No, I got it right.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I was saying the wrong name. Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, battling it out on the court just like before. This is the thing that started the whole thing about the WNBA suddenly becoming a big deal, right? And so they're going to be playing on August 30th. Everybody's like, "Ooh, this is going to be good." And so they said, "Hey, let's do something special for the big night." And I feel like what they're doing is setting back women's sports 30 years.
What are they doing?
It's Barbie night. They're making it a special Barbie night.
Okay, but I don't know if they're setting back women's sports. Angel Reese's nickname when she was playing in college at LSU was Bayou Barbie.
Well, now they call her Chicago Barbie.
Yeah.
Or
It's
Shy
just,
Barbie.
It's her nickname.
Double Barbie.
Yeah. I don't think that's, and also the Barbie movie was incredibly feminist in the way that it presented itself. So yeah, no, I don't think that's a.
So if this has been like 5-10 years ago, I'd
be
be right.
Yeah, you'd be 100. I mean, not even 5-10 years ago. Before that movie came out, you would have been 100% correct.
Some body dysmorphia going on here, and now we're gonna, we shouldn't do that. Okay, so this is a good thing. It's a positive thing.
Yeah, it's a positive thing.
See, I don't know these things because I'm a guy. I'm not that well connected to the female. Ever since I stopped living with sisters, though
I will say, other positive thing, Angel Reese, the official face of Reese's Pieces candy.
Oh, that's brilliant. That is brilliant. Reese's Pieces, they're hers.
It's the one sponsorship where the person and the sponsor have the name that line up, and they actually got the deal done and made it happen.
You know, Caitlin Clark could be the face of Clark bars, but nobody eats those anymore. When was the last time you saw a Clark bar?
That's exactly why they should hire her.
No, that's my point. I don't even know if they make them
I
anymore.
haven't even thought of Clark bars until you said that just now.
Holy crap, they do still make them. What's in a Clark bar?
That's a great question. I don't think I've ever seen one.
It's like a Butterfinger is what it is. It's a discount Butterfinger.
Bar? Is it like a Butterfinger?
Yeah, that's what the internet's telling me. It has the crispy peanut butter and spun taffy core. Jack Reacher likes Clark bars.
I mean, you gotta look. You got peanut butter and taffy. I'm halfway there.
I probably would like it more than a Butterfinger because I don't like Butterfingers.
Really?
Yeah, don't like the texture. Don't like the taste. It is nah.
I do feel like my teeth are gonna snap at any moment eating a Butterfingers.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just haven't had one in so long. I just didn't care for them.
I love Butterfingers.
The flavor I like. It's the everything else about it. I don't want to fight my candy bar to eat it. I just want to eat it.
Randy, if you and I were roommates, you could know that I would never eat your Butterfingers.
Well, then, I mean, that would be cool because I love Butterfingers.
That's a law of the universe. You don't lay a finger on someone else's Butterfinger.
So what do I eat that you would never eat?
I don't know. What do you like to eat?
That was a perfect opportunity for you to say a big old bag of. Sometimes I write the jokes for my opponents.
I couldn't do that for. I couldn't do that to you.
Oh man!
First of all, I didn't think about it. Second of all, I just couldn't do that.
So I don't know what I eat that you won't eat. I know you hate onions. Do you hate green onions? Do you hate the little green onions?
You know, tolerate them.
Okay, so that wouldn't be a thing.
I'm allergic to onions. That's the problem. They've got to be cooked really well. I can do that.
So, like, your Butterfingers would be safe, but I got to find something that I would eat that you didn't want, or else my stuff would never be safe.
That's a good point.
Well, how do you feel about liverwurst? Okay.
Yeah, never. No, thank you.
Not a chance.
The word "worst" is in there. It's like pretty obvious
for a reason. Yeah. All right. I don't know. We'll have to find something.
Randy's chuckle.
Think after 30 years, we would know what it is that you like that I don't like.
Your phrasing is clever, Randy's chuckle, but I cannot read that. Frozen One says the fun-sized Butterfingers are the best. They're always soft and delicious. Ringless Joe says the Jets are definitely not making the playoffs. Yeah, okay.
Really?
I mean,
there's no quarterback who tore his Achilles and came back to had a great season. In fact, forget a great season, just coming back to play decent. That's never happened. Also, Rodgers didn't play well his final season in Green Bay.
So, I mean, it wasn't an Achilles, but Dak's foot fell off of his body.
It did.
And he came back and he was all right.
They were throwing it up and tossing it around to each other in the stands before they finally retrieved it and put it back on Dak.
That's a true story.
The question is if Aaron Rodgers comes back and he's average, not even great, I think that's a playoff team just based on their defense by itself.
I still can't read that Randy's chuckle. I'm just not reading it.
he tried to phrase it differently again.
Just going to move on to the next thing. So I'm starting to think Anthony Edwards is kind of an a-hole.
Oh, what gave it away?
Oh, so this was already a known thing?
No, I don't think he's an a-hole. I'm just kidding.
Well, you will after hear this.
I just know Donnie would
No, listen. This might actually bring you to the proper opinion. So they were talking to Anthony Edwards about his generation and how it compares to the ones before him. And he says, I didn't watch it back in the day, so I can't speak on it because you weren't born. They say it was tougher back then than it is now, but I don't think anybody had skill back then. Jordan was the only one that really had skill. You know what I mean? So that's why when they saw Kobe, they were like, oh my God. But now everybody has skill.
No, that's not an a-hole. That's just a very ignorant person.
He's a
That's-
dumb
that's-
a-hole.
That's very dumb. It's just stupid. It's not. Michael Jordan was not the only skilled player in the NBA in the 90s. I think the NBA is more skilled now in terms of positions 1 through 5, point guard to center. Everybody has to be able to do a little bit of everything.
Well-
Everybody's got to be a better passer, better ball handler. There were guys, I think, in the 90s, you could just be out there and be big. But you mean Olajuwon wasn't skilled?
Yeah, that's the thing. But here's what makes it the
And then-
a-hole thing is because he's saying, well, nobody was skilled then. It's like, oh, so then that means Anthony Edwards thinks he's better than everyone who ever played except for Jordan, maybe Kobe.
I don't think that's even what he's saying. I don't think he.
You weren't even the best person on the Olympic team.
I don't think he's saying that because I don't think he's actually thought about the ramifications of what that means to say that nobody was skilled back then. I think that's just ignorance on his part more than it is being an a-hole. Like,
Well, if ignorance and stupidity angers me, then I can still think he's an a-hole.
that's true. But then that's just your opinion. I just don't think he's being like a jerk on purpose. I just think he's being stupid.
A jerk on
Like,
accident is still a jerk.
It's just okay. I just think the intention there does matter. Like, I can work with somebody who maybe doesn't know better. It's now once I correct you and you're still saying something stupid, I got nothing for you, dude. There is no way. Okay, so this is a thing I told my younger siblings because I subjected them to all the things that I liked because I'm the oldest. We have YouTube. There is no excuse to not know how good players were in the 80s. There's no excuse to not know how good players were in the 90s. There just isn't. You can go and look it up. And you can't watch Olajuwon play. You can't watch Patrick Ewing play, Reggie Miller play, Larry Bird play, Magic Johnson play, and go, Michael Jordan was the only skilled player back then. You have to be high or not paying attention to it at all, which I just think, yeah, he didn't watch it. He's not a historian of the game. He's not a student of the game, which is disappointing to hear because I always think that that's a great thing that the greats have. LeBron would never have said anything that dumb. Kevin Durant would never have said anything that dumb. Those guys are students of the game. They've gone back. They've seen the greats, Iceman, Gervin, and everybody else. Like, they've seen that stuff. This is just disappointing.
So if I say dumbass,
he is a dumbass. Yeah,
but then I combine it. Can I call him a day-hole?
A day-hole.
DA-hole. Day-hole.
If you want to, you have added to the English language before
a da-hole.
And I'm not opposed to that. I'm going to use
Andy
that on
Edwards
somebody.
is a da-hole.
But that is it's just frustrating more than anything that a guy that talented doesn't know the history of his own sport.
Lost Obi says he asked the AI what it could tell him about the Daily Blender on 1580 The Fanatic.
Oh, no.
He said maybe AI isn't always right. It said it's a popular show.
Well, now we know it's lying.
It probably has better access to the ratings than we do. So it's probably full of crap right now at Lost Obi. And you're betting money with this thing?
Oh, boy.
Wow.
Careful.
Rainy City Bitch Pigeon says the Dream Team wipes the floor against this year's Olympic team.
I don't think they wipe the floor. I think they win, though.
Yeah, I think it'd be a good game. Bat Flipper says they're more athletic nowadays, but mentally weaker.
I just don't know how do you grade that? How do you rate that?
Yeah, until you see them up against each other, how could you be so
now,
sure?
the guys in the 60s playing, guys like Oscar Robertson, who had to overcome like racial injustice. Listen, though, those guys are just way better, way more mentally tough than everyone there because they had an extra barrier to even play the game. But I don't know. I just think that the skills you ask big men to have today, I think are you have to be more skilled overall. But at the same time, like the most skill center that ever played the game is probably still Olajuwon.
Really, even over Shaq?
Yeah, I'm working that one out in my brain.
Shaq was great, but Shaq's size played a large part in how dominant and how good he was. I'm talking about skilled. Olajuwon, within 10 feet of the basket, he could make his defender do whatever. Just
sure
get
you're not
that
forgetting
guy.
somebody.
I don't think so.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar wasn't a center, right?
He was, and he was great.
Not as good as Elijah.
I think Olajuwon is the most skilled center ever. Yeah.
Ringles Joe has a question. Keon, can your Commanders beat the Bucks in week 1?
They can.
They won't.
I don't know.
I'm not trying to be mean. I think your quarterback's going to be something special, but again, week 1, brand new quarterback,
brand new coach, brand new everything. But on the other hand, the reason why I say can is Baker Mayfield's on the other side of that. Baker Mayfield has a nice 3-interception Baker Mayfield kind of day. You're in the game. I'm not picking them to win, I don't think, but can they? Yeah, they can.
Hey, do you want to know what the AI had to say about us?
All right.
Lost Toby just sent me a screenshot of what it says. These sons of no, I'm just kidding.
Oh, that would have been the correct way to start that. All right.
Says the Daily Blender is a popular sports radio show on 1580 The Fanatic, hosted by Jeffrey O'Brien. The show is known for its interactive format, allowing listeners to participate actively and share their opinions on various sports topics. It's described as a sports radio show for fans by fans, and it covers everything from the latest sports news to a variety of other topics with a humorous and often irreverent twist. Jeffrey O'Brien, who has a background in broadcasting, acting, writing, stand-up comedy, brings a lot of personality to the show. He's joined by co-host Randy White, a longtime Arizona sports fan, and Keon Rose, who brings his experience from Tennessee radio and a deep love for Washington, D.C. sports.
It pulled that straight from the website.
Right from our Bibles. Together, they create a dynamic and entertaining show that blends sports talk with a range of other manly topics, making it a unique and engaging listening experience. The show airs during the afternoon drive and has developed a loyal following, with many listeners joining in the fun via call-ins. That ain't true.
Yes, yeah.
Texts, or participating in their fantasy football leagues. It's a mix of sports, humor, and community interaction that makes it dangerously addictive for its audience. Yeah, that's about 95% right.
Yeah, it just stumbled with the call-in part, but other than that.
And popular.
Yeah, well. It was just being nice.
It's getting weird out there, isn't it? The AI is just getting weird.
Yeah, getting buttered up by an AI.
Yep.
Rough Rob says DeAndre Ayton says he can take any center in the NBA. DeAndre Ayton, isn't he retired?
No.
Is he still trying to play?
He's in Portland. What do you mean? He's still under contract.
DeAndre Ayton. Sorry, I was thinking DeAndre Jordan.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, no. Jordan's out. Ayton's still got a massive contract to continue to collect for at least 3 more years.
I would take DeAndre Jordan over DeAndre Ayton.
At least he'll try.
Yeah, they're both named DeAndre. Commando Duke says, yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yes, we can win the Bucks in week 1. Commando Duke is a Commanders fan.
All right.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Ringles Joe says, I would say there's less mental toughness in the NBA. The Suns are a highly skilled team, but you could see that they basically gave up against the Timberwolves in the playoffs due to frustration. Maybe frustration with Vogel, but they still could have tried harder and won at least one of those games. I didn't see them give up.
I didn't see them give up. They were outplayed and outcoached.
Yeah, they were outcoached.
Like, using the Suns as your example is there are a bunch of other teams that made the playoffs too. You know, I mean, just the year before, the Miami Heat were in the NBA Finals. They had no business being there. They were willed there by Eric Spoelstra and Jimmy Butler. Like that was a mentally tough team. They were not better than anybody they beat on paper anyway.
Beer Bob says the only reason why the Dream Team doesn't wipe the floor with this year's Olympic team is the Dream Team players are like 50, 60 years old now. Well, no, we're talking about like if they were the same age.
If they were in their primes. And
if both sets were in their 50s or 60s.
And I just think that everyone is underestimating how much 3-point shooting changes how that works and how that goes.
Against the Spread says the fact that Shaq wasn't on the Dream Team is one of the biggest travesties in sports history. There was no need to have pale-faced Christian Laettner affirmative action program because Bird, Mullen, and Stockton were already on the team.
No, they didn't put on Laettner just for affirmative action type
token
stuff.
White guy.
It was they bring a college player along usually. They usually just put one on the roster and the guy just kind of rides along. Anthony Davis was on an Olympic team where he didn't really do a whole lot because he was a rookie. I think he'd just gotten drafted. Like, yeah, That's been a tradition for a long time. I think this team might actually be one of the first teams where they didn't bring a college guy.
All right, we're running late for a break. Let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll pick it right back up. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-3128. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-3128. That's 800-575-3128. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
Hi, guys. Jeffrey O'Brien here. Have you ever gone to HarmonSolar.com? Well, you really need to, because everything you ever wanted to know about how solar power can save you big on your monthly electric bill is right there. It's online. Through your phone or through your computer, you can learn about tax credits, the equipment they use, look at how they do things for businesses as well as homeowners, see testimonials from happy customers, and I hear they got a pretty good podcast too. Check it out. Go to HarmonSolar.com. That's HarmonSolar.com.
At Skechers, we put the S in comfort. Now, I know you're probably spelling comfort in your head and asking yourself, is that possible? Am I just a really bad speller? Look, I don't know your spelling aptitude, but Skechers most definitely put the S in comfort, because Skechers is the comfort technology company and has developed fits and features that change everything you know about comfort, like hands-free Skechers slip-ins, the ultimate in comfort and convenience. It's footwear you just step into and they're on, with no bending down. Find Skechers at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Joey, let's get some drive-through.
Yeah, bro.
Ooh.
I'm going to have to ask you to step out of the car, sir.
Joey, let's get some drive-through, man.
Let's order delivery instead.
If you feel different, you drive different, and driving high is a DUI. If you think no one can tell you're high, think again. Your friends, family, and especially law enforcement can see right through it. If you feel different, you drive different. Drive high and get a DUI. Brought to you by NHTSA.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here, host of You Better You Bet, reminding you to check out the show. Now, why should you check out You Better You Bet? Because we bring you the most fun. We bring you the most insightful, the most entertaining show in the wagertainment world. From up-to-the-minute breakdowns of backdoor covers, bad beats, and the cheers and tears that come alongside them. Plus, you'll get the best betting analysis anywhere from myself, Ken Barkley, and some of the best minds in the sports wagering world. So tune in weekdays, noon to 3 on Arizona Sports Betting Station, 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Hey, Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Now the score has changed. Arizona Diamondbacks 3, Marlins 2, top of the third, and that's where we're at with that. I guess George is going to tell us that Jake the Rake McCarthy hit a 2-run home run, and there we go. We're back on top again. 888-368-1580. So, all right, let's talk about U.S. flag football. So,
do we have to?
Well, there's no. Yeah, what's your problem with flag football?
Oh, come on, man.
You can't expect the rest of the world to play the real kind of football that we like, because that's a lot of equipment, and if you're just trying to spread the love of football, you got to start with flag football. And then, if a country gets crazy about it, then they put on some pads and then they can try to take us on. You know what I mean? So for now, flag football, it's pretty good. It's fun. I've had a lot of fun playing some football with the kids and, that kind of thing. We don't do flags, like two-hand touch, but a lot of kids growing up, the first thing they do is go play that flag football. That's their first experience in football. So I don't know what your problem is. I know you don't want grown-ups doing flag football.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. I mean, they're talking about flag football, and it's NFL guys going out there playing flag football.
But to play other people in the world
to dominate,
who you can't expect to be good at tackle football. They haven't had it.
Well, I mean, that's not my problem. I mean,
okay, that's why they wait. No, that's why they have
country in the damn world.
That's why they have the flag football.
Football. I mean, if they're going to bring it into the Olympics, then you guys better catch up.
I agree with Jeffrey. You got to grow the thing. Because if you're going to bring it into the Olympics, you can't expect people to just catch up.
Well, all they're going to do is they're going to, NFL players are going to play. They're not going to have a full squad. You're going to have one guy, which is probably going to be some sort of a defensive back or something, who's going to be blocking, and you're going to have the quarterback, and you're going to have wide receivers. That's all it's going to be, running backs and wide. You're not going to have the offensive line, defensive line, things
right,
like
of course
that.
not.
You're trying.
Too many people.
You're still trying to grow the game. Let's get the basics down first for the rest of the world, and then we'll figure out, where we could start to add actual elements of the football we recognize.
Yeah, listen, when you go out and play in the yard with the kids, here's how I always did it. I was the quarterback for both teams. And then they would just run. I'm just tiring them out, to be honest. But they would run, and I would throw the ball down there, and then they would fight to see who could catch it. And that's how we did it. We'd scored it that way. And we didn't have defenders. We didn't have anything, but we had a great time.
Who didn't do that? I mean, we all had fun doing that. But we're talking about the Olympics here. And there are a lot of teams that play. Well, they play a different form of football.
Well, this is 5-on-5. Well, you know what? And rugby is in the Olympics, by the way.
Yeah, but that's a different game.
Yeah, but for flag football,
there's no forward pass in rugby, so it's just already a different game. Flag football resembles football more than rugby does.
Yeah, and 5 versus 5, you're right, Randy. You'll have a quarterback, a guy who's going to maybe stand there and try to stop a guy from coming in, and then it seems like it's imbalanced, though, isn't it? Yeah. So if you got a quarterback and a guy who has to go after the quarterback, then you send 3 guys out. Then you don't even bother. The quarterback just gets rid of the ball quick enough to elude, because if you leave a guy back, now you got like a double team situation down there.
Right.
So it's 3 wide receivers, and then you leave the quarterback back there.
I don't know.
That's one strategy of it.
I'm just saying I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, you don't have to watch it if it's not something that appeals to you.
I don't know. I think it'll be interesting to see, but 2 things on it. One, I don't know why it has to be flag football. There should be, I don't know, something that is not as 11-on-11, maybe 7-on-7 or something. And the second thing is, you're not going to get like a Patrick Mahomes to go out there and play for Team USA.
Well, not so fast, because actually the current U.S. flag football quarterback, he was saying it was just disrespectful for NFL players to try to just sort of cherry pick where they're going to try to get in there and then come out and basically displace all the people who are already on the Team USA flag football team. And he even said, "Hey, I'm a better Olympic option than Patrick Mahomes." Okay, well, that was probably just a bit too far.
Probably just
that was probably a dumb thing to say.
A bridge too far. But flag football is slightly different from tackle football.
No. Here's what he said: at the end of the day, I feel like I'm better than Patrick Mahomes because of my IQ of the game.
Okay. Now we've just entered levels of insanity.
That's Daryl Doucette, also known as Hoosh, for some reason.
Has he turned on a TV and watched Patrick Mahomes absolutely shred a defense?
Here's what he said. I'm not saying I'm a better player overall, but until he steps on a 5v5 flag field, I'm going to feel that way till it's proven otherwise. I'm a competitor and need to be proven wrong. Well,
okay.
Go,
I think
now
he's
you're
saying,
just
he's older
guaranteeing that Patrick Mahomes is going to come out there and take your job because you said that.
I do think that he was referring to the flag football version of it specifically. Like, I don't think he was saying he's a better quarterback than Patrick Mahomes overall in football in general. He said until he steps on the 5v5, which that's okay. That's a different game entirely.
Yeah. Did you watch the highlights of this team this guy's on?
I haven't.
There's a guy that looks like me.
I haven't watched the highlights, but they've won.
They've won, but they have a guy that looks like me.
Okay.
Like, I'm pretty sure I saw somebody using an inhaler. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know that happened. I don't
think sure that some NFL players could do better.
I'm sure that some NFL players could, but like it's sort of like it's not it's even more drastic actually than when Team USA has to kind of get their team together to play basketball. Yeah, you've got NBA guys out there, but the international rules are a little bit different. And Team USA, at least in the past, especially the Olympics that they did not win the gold, struggled with the rules where what used to be goaltending isn't goaltending in the international game. And if you had a turnover, and someone tried to foul you, they would to try and slow down the game. They let you go. There was stuff they had to get used to. And flag football being 5v5 means that the geometry on the field is a little bit different. Mm-hmm. And then, obviously you can't hit people. So the way that you line up against an opponent is going to be different if you're a defensive back or something like that. There are differences to this that you're going to have to learn if you're an NFL player showing up to do this. That you probably could. I'm not saying you can't, but you're going to have to learn it.
Daryl, may I call you Daryl? Daryl Doucette, you're going to lose your job.
I mean, he's 39 now. I don't even know why we're having this conversation.
No, he'll be 39 when the Olympics
he'll be 39
happen.
when that happens. Okay, I thought he was.
But that is not even the point. The point is, there's no amateur basketball players anymore in the Olympics, and your job is gone because the NFL players are going to come and they're going to take it. Now, how they're going to reconcile, the chance of injury versus an upcoming NFL season. Also, the fact that this is going to happen during camp time. Mm-hmm. These are things that will need to be figured out and worked out. But Daryl, sorry, you probably need to start thinking about other things. Ringless Joe says Magnus Carlsen may be a grand master, but until he steps on a 3x3 tic-tac-toe grid. I don't know.
What? He's saying Magnus Carlsen is a grandmaster chess player. And so he's saying, well, if he can do that, but it's not close to the same thing. It's not even close to the same thing. I don't understand how to explain that to you. Tic-tac-toe is a game you can tie. We're already talking about something that's not even remotely comparable.
Yeah. There is nobody out there better qualified to play a flag football backyard kind of game than Patrick throw a ball 20 yards behind his back Mahomes, as Pat Flipper points out.
Patrick, no look across his body, across the field, across the face of the defense, Mahomes. All the stuff you're not supposed to do.
Rough Rob says rugby's just a bunch of guys tush pushing. Also not true.
That's also not true. That just doesn't, just watch the sports before you start saying stuff. It was on in the Olympics, man. It was awesome. There was not a bunch of guys tush pushing.
I do feel bad for these guys on the current U.S. flag football team. They've been out there doing it and having fun, keeping the dream alive. And here comes all these NFL players just bye-bye.
But the NFL players are going to have to go out there and actually take the jobs. I don't think they should be given the jobs.
Fair enough.
I think if you don't, the nuances of flag football, if you are a great athlete and a great NFL player, but you're not capable of understanding it, you shouldn't be gifted the job. You should go out there and take it from those people. But no one should just give it to you because you're an NFL guy. That's silly.
It will not be a hard task for them to come out and take this away from those guys.
I don't think so. And I think a lot of guys grow up now. Like Mahomes is definitely in the era of guys that the reason why we have so many quarterbacks now that are better than what we used to have. There was a nice window from 2009 to 2011 where it was just my God, what is happening here? But that group of guys, they've been playing 7-on-7 football since middle school. That's how they get the work in during all of that. So the idea that these guys can come up and not know how to play a version of flag football, they've kind of already done it.
Right.
So that's the other
That's what
issue.
y'all started doing. Against the Spread says only retired NFL players will participate in the Olympics. Who said that? I don't think anybody said that.
I don't think anybody said that either. And the NFL would love for an NFL guy to be on that team.
He says, no way in hell teams will allow their most highly paid skilled players in the Olympics during training camp, and teams don't want their best dudes risking injury. That's what I've been saying all this time. But they do. The NFL wants these guys doing this. So if they do, the NFLPA has to stand up and say, no, unless. And then there's where the guaranteed contract insurance comes from, that the NFL has to pony up. The teams shouldn't have to pony that up. The NFL should.
The NFLPA is absolutely going to say something. Like, teams don't want to risk their players doing a lot of things, but publicizing the game to try and make them all more money, they'll do that.
Rough Rob says, yeah, let's send retired NFL players. They'll think they still got it. Kyle G says, it's weird that the same NFL players who fight for less practices, skip OTAs, and demand extra money due to risk of injury suddenly want to play more football just because they think it's easier. No. Yeah. Nobody has said anything about the players standing up and saying they want to do this. It's been the opposite. It's been the NFL who wants them to do this. Haven't really heard the opinions of a lot of football players yet.
Even if they did, can you not tell that there's a difference between wanting less practices with pads and hitting and my joints hurt every day and flag football? Like, there is a clear difference. Yeah, it's a lot of cardio. Soccer. But for a guy like Tyreek Hill, that's not anything. You know, like there are going to be plenty of guys who would just be fine in that scenario.
602 Pats fan says Tom Brady with a gold medal in flag football.
Tom might unretire for that. Tom might actually do that.
I'm not sure. I don't know. Well, by time then, I think it'll be too late.
4
years from here.
Is Tom Brady going to not be able to convince himself that 4 years from now he could play flag football? I think
the NFL is going to say, no, let Patrick in.
I think he could talk himself into it. That's all I'm saying.
Random Texter says, I thought Tyreek Hill made a public statement that he would want to play on the flag football team. Okay, one guy. One guy.
Yeah. So let's not make it seem like an army of players stood up to say, yes, all of us.
And Tyreek Hill says a lot of things.
Tyreek Hill talks about racing people, and then he doesn't race them. So there's that too, you know.
Credibility is not that high.
Giant block of salt if you're going to take any statement from Tyreek Hill.
All right. So take a look at this. This is how much left I've got before we get deeper into actual NFL stuff. So let's come back and take care of business, and then we'll move on to some NFL fun. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Fall's coming. You have a lot to prepare for. Back to school, family gatherings, and staying on top of your health. The virus that causes COVID-19 continues to evolve, so this fall make a plan for COVID-19 vaccination. Ask your doctor to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Flo here from Progressive to tell you how you get more than great savings with us. You get customer service access through our mobile app, online chat, or by phone.
That's a lot of ways I can get in touch with you. I see what's going on here. You can't name favorites, but I'm your #1 customer.
Actually, we offer all our customers these ways to contact us.
I'm sure you give just any customer your personal
company
contact info.
Well, you did call us more than any other customer this year. So in that sense, you are our #1 customer.
Get help from Progressive through the website, app, chat, or phone. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Life is full of bright moments, but sometimes those moments can seem too far away. Trained and caring crisis specialists in Arizona can assist you with any situation, big or small. Free and confidential help is only one text away, day or night. Text the word HOPE to 4HOPE. That's HOPE to 44673. These moments matter, and so do you. This message is sponsored by Solari Crisis and Human Services.
You're going to feel a puff of air.
Jong's Optometry has set their sights on staffing up.
Try the next line. Hey, Kim, can you tell our 2 o'clock we're running 15 behind? Sorry, we're a bit backed up today.
He needs an optometric technician to keep an eye on it all.
Where are the dilation drops?
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
I juggle a lot. And managing constipation with belly pain from my irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C with laxatives and fiber isn't enough. My doctor recommended a way to get ahead of it. Then I said yes to Linzess. Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
My name is Mary Grace. There are a few misconceptions about Alzheimer's. It's not just memory loss. It's the loss of mobility, the risk of falling.
For more information, contact the Alzheimer's Association at alz.org, sponsored by the Alzheimer's Association.
The most important event in sports could happen at any time.
Like right now.
Or right now. Or even
now.
Don't miss history. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, or at 1580thefanatic.com.
Hey, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Well, I don't know what all the hubbub is. I mean, we've seen them before. They've been around. They pop up on the movie screen during the previews. And they show up on a television every now and then. And I'm just like, I'm not doing that. Talking about QR codes. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You know what a QR code is, right, Randy?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So
It's that little postage stamp looking
Right.
gobbledygook. And you wave your phone over it, and then it takes over your phone, hacks your phone, and steals all your information. I know exactly what that is. Yeah.
It sends it to China immediately.
Yep.
So yeah, well, I actually made one for 1580 The Fanatic.
Oh, no kidding.
Where you put your phone there, and it doesn't steal your information; it just takes you right to our website. I was like, oh, yeah. And the reason is my wife was like, oh, that's the new craze. I'm like, well, they've been around a while. She's like, no, the kids or the younger people. They're crazy for the QR codes. If you try to tell them, hey, go do a thing, they're like, you show them the QR code, they're like, oh yeah, and they'll do it. They love the QR codes.
Okay.
You and me, not so much.
No.
What about you, Keon? Do you QR code much?
Not much. Like if I go to a restaurant and they have it there instead of a menu, which I don't enjoy. But that's the last time I did. So
they had a QR code, no menu. What if you didn't have a phone?
You better know what to order.
Right. Yeah, you're sort of up the creek.
That I hate that so much.
Yeah.
So much I hate.
Yeah, it was like a sushi restaurant.
Well, now Oklahoma State is looking at a way to use a QR code. I don't know if it's going to work. Now, there's other ways it does work, like on a banner at an event, and like, oh yeah, let's check out their website. There it is. An advertisement on TV. Go here and get some savings. Oh yeah, all right, click. Yeah, that's fine. But Oklahoma State football has said, all right, well, since Mike Gundy told everybody stop asking for more money, they're like, well, how about this? Let the players ask for money, but with a QR code on their helmet. Now, when I first heard this, I thought it was going to be this big old QR code on either side of the helmet where the logo should be. Their new logo would be the QR code. It's not that. It's 1.5 inches big on the back of their helmet. How in the hell are you supposed to skip that if you're at home? How do you know what I'm saying?
You're supposed to be able to follow along on the broadcast. And if a player does something well, then they'll be on screen. And if they are on screen, there's a chance that the QR code is on the TV.
You'd have to pause it.
You would have to pause it or just have your phone just ready at all times, which is not the best way to watch football.
Yeah,
personally.
I'm not looking to donate so much that I'm going to sit there with my phone. I'm just going to go no. I guess I'm not donating if this is a lot of stuff for me to do. And what if you're in the stands and you're like, hey, come here. Hey, come here. Okay.
I mean, I guess they can put it up on the Jumbotron or whatever, but still.
Yeah, but then just put it up. I don't know.
Yeah.
So you can donate $100 to $5,000 directly to that player. Now I don't know if there's fees.
Wow.
I don't know if the school gets a piece. I don't know if there's commissions.
I don't think the school can get a piece. It's set up through like the NIL program has its own website, so it would basically open up the link to that player's page. It would go straight to the player.
This is dumb as hell.
I mean, I agree. I don't know what to tell you. I don't think it's going to work out for these players that well. I do think that if you're like, hey, we're tired of different players asking for money, well, okay, someone plays a skill position. They're going to have more eyeballs on them than someone who is necessary, but probably not going to get the attention, like a left tackle.
So here's what they're saying. They're saying the codes won't be limited to the helmets. They'll be visible on players' bags that they carry to the stadium on game day. They'll also be placed on coasters in premium seating sections and on signage throughout the Boone Pickens Stadium.
How about that?
So, still. So if you're at the stadium, you're like, I mean, get there.
We'll see if it works, but
do those things work at a distance though? Can your phone actually see it that far?
As long as your phone can recognize the pattern. Even if you have to zoom in,
you got to get closer.
It can do it, but yeah, there's just a lot of variables here that cannot work and not function properly. So we'll see, but I don't
legal.
Why wouldn't it be?
Well, we should get QR codes for this. Donate it. If you're really enjoying what Randy is saying today, scan his QR code and send him some money.
Yeah, there you go.
Can we do this?
I think you can.
It's not illegal.
Why couldn't
if
we
you have it open up like a PayPal or something? Why couldn't you do that? There's
I'm going to do this.
Yeah, there's genuinely no reason why you can't. It's not criminal. It's just you're asking for money and they're giving it to you.
Here's what we'll do: is we'll get the QR codes to just donate money straight to our bank accounts. We'll put them on 1580thefanatic.com, and then we'll grab those QR codes and put them on the YouTube screen here, so people can just, if they're watching, they're like, "Oh, that was a good one," and I think that now I'm starting to come around to the idea.
All of a sudden, it makes sense. It makes more sense for us than it does for them.
Something tells me we're not going to get a lot of action on these.
Yeah, I feel like the answer to that is no. I don't think I'm getting anything personally.
A lot of times I'll get
everybody
text messages, but I don't read them, that say, "Hey, that was pretty funny," that kind of thing. Well, I'm like, well, is it funny enough to take a look at my QR code? No, it's not. Like, no.
No one is that funny.
No.
Dave Chappelle's probably not that funny.
Ringless Joe says, how the hell are the Broncos only +5 underdogs against the Seahawks week 1? Seahawks were a winning team last year, and the Broncos are starting Bo Nix and Zach Wilson at quarterback. They are underdogs, but they're still a big unknown, and that's probably why those numbers are conservative, Ringless Joe.
Yeah, I think you got to realize that the Seahawks are going into a year where they have the youngest coach in the league as a first-time head coach. Mm-hmm. Leading a team where they just overhauled the entire, not the whole front office, but the coaching staff is largely different. Mike McDonald's coming in. He's bringing his own people. We don't know if these defensive players are capable of doing what Mike McDonald wants as a coach. It may take a couple of years for him to get those guys in there. Like, that stuff is going to lead to you being an underdog.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Wilbur says, University of Arizona just sent out their NIL program. It includes people donating or setting aside, for example, $2 for every touchdown that's scored or every field goal that's kicked. It goes in the general fund, something like that.
Sure it does, because they're missing how many millions?
It's probably why they're still missing a lot of money.
200 million.
That's not going to pay them very much, Wilbur. Kyle G says, this feels like a way to claim that we're helping the kids without actually doing anything for them.
Yeah. You set up this system that, if people wanted to give you money, they would have done it. Okay. Well, that's not how any of this works. You don't get what you deserve in life. You get what you have, the leverage to negotiate. And there's no negotiating when you just are a QR code on a screen.
Chosen One says, I donate $3.50 to the Loch Ness Monster. The Loch Ness Monster doesn't have a QR code. And also does not exist. And if there is a QR code to donate money to the Loch Ness Monster, I guarantee you, it's not going to the actual Loch Ness Monster.
Who probably doesn't have a bank account on account of not having thumbs,
how do you guys
technology,
access
Loch Ness
to a bank.
Be
cash only.
Well, because
that's true. Yeah.
Then everyone would know the Loch Ness Monster was real if the Loch Ness Monster had a bank account.
Cash only.
Well, it could be Nessie.
Well, then you can't
Under
do QR
alias,
codes for
Nessie.
cash only.
Oh, Chosen One says it's a South Park reference. Not familiar with that.
I don't watch South Park, so I can't say.
Lost Toby says, just seems like a faux solution to a problem people don't want to deal with. Probably the best thing to come from it is publicity. You're basically doing Twitch streaming with extra steps. People that stream gaming get people to donate midstream all the time. And I don't get that. We definitely have to do that.
Yeah.
If we even just get a couple bucks, it's great.
Yeah. And with the streaming, at least that person is being entertaining right there. It's like a tip jar, basically. With this, it obviously is an answer to a problem that nobody wants to deal with. The head coach said, I don't want to deal with it effectively. He's like, I don't want players to ask for money. I will not be asking for money on their behalf. Keep the money asking out of this entire process. And the athletic department is like, okay, how do we get around our egotistical head coach? Because we do still need to offer these players something or they will leave. And this was the solution.
Ringless Joe was asking about Cowboys and Browns. Who do we got? Nobody. We're not even thinking about it yet.
It's the 21st. The season starts in September.
Yep.
All right. So let's see here. Yeah. Don't even ask us that for 2 weeks. Not going to even think about that for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You can think about it all you want, Ringless Joe, but we're going to not think about it for 2 weeks. I'm not prepared to start because, I do quite a bit of research and reading and thinking when I do my picks because I'm in it to win it. But right now, I don't know.
Yeah, and there's still another preseason game, So but there's health. Like if you find out between now and then, CeeDee Lamb not going to play this season because of whatever reason, then that changes the pick. So
I have a hatred for the Browns, so that might influence me a little.
Yeah, and the Cowboys are genuinely better, but I'm not picking that right now until I figure out what the healthy rosters are going to be on Sunday.
I'm hate predicting that Deshaun Watson's going to stink again. And the Cowboys will just make pretty quick work of the Browns.
You're hate predicting.
I'm hate predicting. Just with my hatred.
Okay.
Don't underestimate it. CK says, you guys underestimate the stupidity of drunk fans. Listen, we've met most of the Fourth Dimension. And when we have, most of them have been drunk. We do not underestimate stupidity of drunk fans.
But when I get drunk, my thought process isn't to start giving money away. not unless I'm getting alcohol back to be more drunk.
Some people get very generous when they're boozed up. So
so maybe.
Wiggy my piggy, what are you sending me that? Oh, I'm not scanning that QR code just out of fear. Lost Toby says, Randy, we get tips every time the good boys show up in the background. The dogs. Yeah. Randy's dogs. Here's what I would do. I would lower, I'm in a standing situation. I stand for the show. But if dogs were going to get me some money scanned into my QR, I would lower this desk down and let them just sit there next to me the whole time. I'd be petting them. There's a good boy. Good boy. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Hell yeah, I'd do that. Against the Spread says University of Arizona's general fund is actually a slush fund used to launder revenue from meth and fentanyl sales. The reason the fund was mismanaged is because too many people were getting high on their own supply. And by the way, the Tucson City slogan is GTFO. You don't need that as a slogan because everybody wants the GTFO of Tucson. But the rest is absolutely accurate. T-Licious says, I'll be boozed up on Friday. Good man. But don't bother me. Leave me to my boozing. T-Licious has come to drink, not to be social. Leave the bottle.
We'll wave at you as you drink there, sir.
Lost Toby says, so set up a QR code or a tip jar on Friday. I'm sure Radio Ron is working on it as we speak.
He's learning how to code so that he can just make sure this runs right himself.
Wiggy My Piggy says, I guarantee you this QR code is safe. I couldn't get people to visit my bicycle group page, so I did a little this to make it. Well, the QR code was strategically placed over a certain attribute of a lady in a picture.
So my guess is not that.
And the QR code is large too. Just saying.
Wow.
Chosen One says, how do you feel about Jamar Chase? Maybe not playing without a new contract, even though he has 2 years left. Yeah, 2 years is a bit of a stretch.
It's a rookie deal. Trying to get the leverage as early as you can. That's negotiating in the NFL now.
Yeah, but that 1 year people are kind of grumbling. 2 year people are going to get down. The fans are going to get downright grumpy. Well, let's talk about that when we come back because I'm not quite sure how I feel about it. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Do you have over $10,000 in credit card debt? If you're feeling the financial impact with unprecedented economic challenges, DebtBlue is here for you. With DebtBlue's Success Guarantee, you pay nothing unless your debt is reduced or completely resolved.
I'm just living sky high right now. So I'm very thankful for it. And the team at DebtBlue are phenomenal. They're able to work with you. They're great.
Call for your free debt resolution information now. 800-200-6895. 800-200-6895.
Fall's coming. You have a lot to prepare for. Back to school, family gatherings, and staying on top of your health. The virus that causes COVID-19 continues to evolve. So this fall, make a plan for COVID-19 vaccination. Ask your doctor to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
The road to better health leads to my longtime friends, Dr. William Gaspar and his wife Ava at Beehive IV Wellness in Chandler. JD Hayworth here, and the buzz about Beehive is spelled out in its middle name. IV. Not only are today's popular treatments available, IV hydration, joint injections, semaglutide for weight loss, as well as many more, it's also the Gaspar's holistic naturopathic approach that helps your body with self-healing. That means treating the underlying causes of chronic disease, from chronic fatigue to fibromyalgia, even those dealing with Lyme disease and lupus. The experienced medical staff designs a customized plan for each patient. So walk in or make an appointment today. Mention my name, JD Hayworth. Get half off your first treatment. Better health awaits you at Beehive IV Wellness in Chandler. Search Beehive IV Wellness on your cell phone. And remember, you'll thrive at Beehive.
So what did the doctor say?
He said I might need surgery.
Wow, it's that serious.
Well, we won't know for sure until I talk with a surgeon, but I'm lost. This is all new to me.
The decision to have surgery isn't easy, but neither is living with pain.
There is an alternative to surgery. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach and can restore pain-free joint function so you can avoid surgery. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. We also help restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves both immediate physical symptoms and also improves cognition and emotional stability. So when traditional medicine suggests you need surgery, how about taking another approach? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
For what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. Your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. So the Diamondbacks are back down on the other side. Marlins are up 5-3, bottom of the fourth inning right now. And George, of course, is losing his mind. Damn it. Can't stand Jordan Montgomery. He's awful starting pitcher. Ryan Nelson needs to be put back in the starting rotation, and Jordan Montgomery got to get sit down to the bullpen. Randy, your thoughts?
Well, I think that Jordan Montgomery has not performed the way he did last year for the Rangers, and that's one of the reasons why we picked him up in the offseason. And he has had some struggles. He's had some minor injuries. He's not been as effective. But look, Big George, before you jump off that building, back away from the edge just a little bit, because we're only in August. It's the dog days. If Jordan Montgomery, just like Brandon Pfaadt last year, who was not very effective during the regular season, but something magical happened to him in the playoff run, and Brandon Pfaadt became, I don't know, a great pitcher. He was mediocre before, and he became a great pitcher. Could it be that, Jordan Montgomery is just trying to figure things out and maybe trying to get as healthy as he can? Maybe he's still dealing with a lingering injury. That would be what I have to say. The exciting thing about it is whether this team is down or ahead, you don't count this team out. They can come back with a couple of swings of the bat or some great base running. They are a tough team to beat, and we'll have to wait and see. It ain't over, as someone used to say, until the fat lady sings.
And nobody.
My
asked me.
ex-wife is there.
I didn't want to say anything.
Okay, well, that's not what I was going to say. Just
I wasn't aware of that.
I'm not even going to take the long view of this particular thing. It's the bottom of the fourth, Big George. It is the bottom of the fourth.
Yeah, it's a
and
good
you're
point.
down 2 runs.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. The game's not over, much less the season.
Yeah.
Have some milk of magnesia or whatever.
Yeah, you got to relax, George.
Mm-hmm. So before we left the last hour, Chosen One posed a question. How do you feel about Jamar Chase maybe not playing without a new contract, even though he's got 2 years left? So I understand it's the business. That's the way things work, but it's usually with 1 year left. Do we start to look at Jamar Chase and say, okay, you're a rookie, you're on a contract too soon?
No.
When's too soon?
Never.
So wait, I can sign the contract, walk out of the room, then turn around, come back in and say, I'm not going to play unless you pay me more.
Team doesn't have to listen to you. If you don't have the leverage to back that up, I don't know what to do with you. But the team negotiates whenever. They ask to restructure your contract a year in, 2 years in, 2 years left, 3 years left. Like, teams don't care.
So
why should
what
you?
does Jamar Chase want? What does he have and what does he want?
Well, he's on his rookie deal, so I don't know exactly what the number is off the top of my head. And
Yeah, I need to know what
and-
he wants.
And what he wants is the basic would basically be a contract extension. So rather than waiting until you get to that point where the last year of your deal, and this is why a lot of guys have been making noise 2 years early, is because that last year of your deal, they could just franchise tag. And nobody wants to go there where I'm playing on a 1 year deal. I don't have the security long term. And because I'm under contract, I'm getting fined for all of these things if I decide to hold out or whatever. Like, this is the consequence of the franchise tag, is guys don't want to wait until the franchise tag season to negotiate. Otherwise, you end up with the Saquon situation.
Okay. All right. Then I guess that's how I feel too. I'm not mad at Jamar Chase.
I just think that it's a negotiating
business.
tactic. Yeah, it's just the teams don't care to wait when they offered you the contract. And if there's 3 years left on the deal and they realize they've got to restructure, they don't go, but we should honor our deal. They call you and your agent and say, hey, can you restructure this? We'd like you to restructure this. And they may even threaten to trade you or whatever the case may be. Like that, it's a two-way street of crappiness. And so I don't mind.
So Jamar Chase, oh boy, he's got him by the short and curlies, doesn't he?
He is by far their best offensive player, not named Joe Burrow.
Do they have cap space available to do? Well, this is an extension, so yeah, that's something they can figure out later.
Because they on the rookie deal, he has to just take what they're giving him.
Well, then what are they
this
hanging
year.
in for then? What's their problem?
Well, the team likes to wait because they could figure out how much the cap is going up. If they wait until the time when they're ready, then that allows them to be able to kind of plan a little bit of who's going to get what according to the cap. Now they're kind of guessing if they were to make that move right this moment. And also, they don't necessarily want to reset the wide receiver market. So it's a number of things.
So for all the people out there, because there is a moment where your brain goes there. It's like you signed a contract, fulfill the contract. But here's the thing that Keon points out. The teams can approach you and say, hey, we'd like to rework your contract. And if they have the leverage, then you're going to have to do it. If you have the leverage, you don't have to do it. So it's a two-way street. It goes both ways, and this is just the way the business is.
And if they just want to cut you in the middle of that contract, they do it.
So unless you've got guaranteed money in there, oh well. So yeah, I guess it's a vicious thing in both directions until somebody comes up with a new way of doing things. And I don't know what that way would be.
I don't know what that way would be either. Like, as long as you've got the franchise tag, you've got this.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. So there you go, CK. CK says, if Chase has 2 years left, is he even eligible for an extension?
Well, it's not an extension, but you can negotiate the contract, and then whenever the new contract starts, that's when it starts. So whenever the rookie deal ends, which would be next year, 2025, whatever he negotiates going to start in 2026. Same thing happened to Kyler when Kyler negotiated that contract. The money that we are saying that he makes that's going to hold the Cardinals back, that is just kicking in. He didn't actually get that money that day.
Sorry. I got a QR code from Lost Toby.
Oh boy.
And then this came up. This picture, like he put sad faces on us for some reason. That's what comes up
in the sad face filter. Oh,
yeah,
boy.
if you click on that.
I'm not sure why, but
yeah,
it's funny. So
Kiss the Cook says, I'm not able to attend Friday. Lost 2 family members in 3 days. Oh, dear God.
Sorry, man.
He says first funeral is Friday at 5 p.m. He says, I can do automated pick for my team. I still need to sign up. Well, Kiss the Cook, all the leagues are pretty well filled now, unless you're already on a team. But you can send me an email at blender@1580thefanatic.com, and I'll put you on the waiting list in case somebody drops out or if enough people show up and want to fill a league. But wow, seems like you got more important things to spend your time with. Really sorry to hear that, Kiss the Cook.
No kidding.
That's horrible. Big George says, you know who agrees with me about Jordan Montgomery, Mr. AZ Sports.
Okay.
All right, well, go text that show then.
Mr. AZ Sports thinks that Devin Booker is the greatest player in Suns history, and
Mr. AZ Sports thinks he looks good in them shirts. What are you going to do?
You know, there's no accounting for taste. Is what I'm trying to say.
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
I'm sure he's listening around and going, "Hey, what the hell?
What did I do?"
Tuck says, as the
there.
only Bengals fan who listens to this show, Chase will be just fine. Bengals will be just fine.
Listen, he can ask. They can take their time. But I promise you, the Cincinnati Bengals are not letting Jamar Chase leave that franchise.
Tuck says this is classic Bengals BS. They'll pay the man, and he'll be back for the Super Bowl run.
So
Good luck, Tuck.
They need him. Jamar Chase showed up and they went to a Super Bowl.
That rhymed. Good luck, Tuck.
So just throwing that out there.
CK says, I am asking all this because talking heads were talking about paying Brock Purdy, but was immediately shot down by experts knowledgeable about rookie deals. They said he wasn't eligible till this coming off season. I think what they know is the San Francisco 49ers don't play. They don't like to pay. Look at the Brandon Ayuk situation.
Or the Nick Bosa situation. Or you can go through the Niners and their contract stuff. They get the deals done, the Kittle situation, but they scrap for every nickel. You're not getting one over on the Niners, but they can have a verbal deal in place as well that doesn't actually officially go on the books until they put that in there.
888-368-1580. All right. So today's man of the day is a guy. I think this should count. Ooh, maybe I should have done some background reading though. Well, the headline says David Rush becomes the world's top Guinness Book record holder with 181 titles. That's a lot of Guinness records. But then I thought, what if all of them suck?
Like all 180 of them? Yeah, that's a good question. What's the guy's name again?
David Rush. And you know what else? They didn't say what any of them were for. I guess I should have read a little more. I was in a hurry. I just saw that and was like, damn, that's impressive. Then I'm like, damn, that might not be.
He's the world's fastest juggler. He's the world's slowest juggler.
All right, well, that's not
He
as
has the
impressive.
record for most bowling balls juggled.
Okay, that's good.
Most consecutive axe juggling catches, the
Is it
longest
all of his
duration
crap juggling?
of balancing a bicycle on his chin. He's done that longer than any person that's ever lived.
Sounds like a dumb thing.
It's a very dumb thing, but it's also impressive. It's an entire. It's not a small bicycle. It's a
all of it
full-size
is balancing
bicycle.
and juggling.
I think so. It looks like it.
Wasn't
Apparently-
this the guy that balanced a bicycle on his chin at one of the ASU basketball games last season?
No, that's a different. That's a different guy.
That was a different
Chin
guy.
balancer?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is actually just a side gig for this guy. He's a
He
electrical
balanced
engineer.
like a whole bunch of junk on his chin. Like a bicycle, a ladder,
Well,
a
so here-
bowling ball, a
here's a-
running chainsaw, things like
Here's
that.
how David Rush from Idaho achieved his 181st record because he smashed the most vinyl records in 30 seconds.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Bat Flipper says, "My girl balances things on her chin. I'm not.
I
reading
just
anymore.
really
He's
just
gonna
don't
move
just
right on
don't
to
tell
it.
us that. Why?
Yeah.
That's just you shouldn't do that. I don't
Gonna keep
think any
moving.
of us needed to know that.
Lost Toby says Guinness Book of World Records is a scam. You pay for the records. I don't know that to be true.
I thought that before, and somebody texted in to say that was not the case, but I don't remember the whole the whole issue around it.
I need a link to all his records.
Yeah, I'm trying
so
to
I can determine if
find
this is
them.
actually man of the day material.
I found his website, but
Is it all juggling?
It looks like a lot of juggling and balancing things. There's a fire sword spinning world record that I'm trying to understand what the
Wow.
We're talking.
what the deal is with that. There,
Send me a link, would you?
there's most alternating fist bumps in 30 seconds.
That's okay. That's enough to disqualify him right there.
Yeah.
Most alternating fist bumps. Okay, so he's like,
the farthest throw and catch of a sausage roll.
okay, I'm good with that. That's
So-
not bad. That's not bad.
You mean he had to throw it and then go catch it?
Yeah, he had another person there.
Well, that guy gets part of the
and
record too, then.
Yeah, so it's the distance that he could throw it, but also he had to catch it at that same distance.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know
Yeah,
that
so
that's the
I'll-
best use of sausage.
No, but I mean, well, as long as the guy catches it, it can
Yeah,
still be eaten.
If you drop it, that's the waste of the sausage there.
Depends on what kind of sausage it was.
Yeah,
that
he-
guy was
look, he's
desperate
got-
to put that sausage in his
He's
mouth.
got his world records and a bunch of YouTube links, and it's like 31 pages worth of records. So go ahead and send that to you.
Yeah, go ahead and
Wow.
send it so I can evaluate it because now I'm not sure if I want this guy to be man of the day.
You better send it in that RFD form.
I'm sending an email. Just
Yeah,
not-
I'm going to put this aside for now. I'm sorry. That was
Yeah, no,
premature.
yeah,
a man of the day elation right there. 8984. I'm going to stop reading your texts. I'm going to stop reading your texts, Alec, unless you get yourself a texter nickname. This is way too long to be texting in the show without the texter nickname. You've been doing this since February 13th.
Wow,
It's ridiculous.
No, not another word. You're gonna be in the penalty box.
Although it's a good text, though. He says, Bat Flipper's girlfriend also balances my things on her chin.
Oh my god.
You got to put a name on that.
It's a Wednesday show, isn't it?
The Jet says Mrs. the Jet might be in the running for longest sausage catch.
Wow.
Lost Toby
Wow.
says since 2008, Guinness Records has obtained its business model away from selling books and towards creating new world records as publicity exercises for individuals and organizations, which has attracted criticism. Okay, I don't feel like I want to spend a lot
Yeah.
of time on this.
But does that mean that they pay? You have to pay for it.
All I know is these guys did this thing, which has the record. That's all I care about. The scam behind it is none of my business.
A person did sit there and verify it, so I don't know.
Prison Wallet says, I think those guys are talking about testicles.
Mm,
Now I see why it's funny.
I
You know, so it's usually explaining the joke makes it less funny. Prison Wallet explaining it made it more funny.
I think the key there is the sarcasm, because he sarcastically explained the joke.
I know that made it funny.
It made it funnier. It works on every level.
Beer Bob says it's not a shame if all those were disco records being smashed, Randy.
See, I'm not a connoisseur of hating music. I like all types of music.
I hate that about you.
I mean, I've gone from classical music. I played, as a matter of fact, I was on a disco station in 1978 here in this very town.
Oof.
Yeah, 7 to midnight Sunday night and noon to 6 on Sundays. Yeah.
How drunk did you have to be?
Oh, I wasn't drunk at all. I was 17.
Oh.
And it was in the old Westward Ho Hotel.
Oh, my God. Which
Third
station was
floor.
in there?
KXTC.
Oh, man, that'd be great if they still had a station. Is that, they tore that down, right?
The Westward
Ho Ho?
No, it's still
Is
alive.
that, still have a tower on it?
Yeah.
Why
I
isn't
climbed
somebody
that.
using that?
I climbed that tower.
How drunk were you when you did that?
That was a drunk night. Yes.
I like you. I like that you knew when to ask that question again.
You know how deathly afraid of heights I am.
How far up did you go?
I went up. Well, you know how it's like red and then white and then it's red and then I went up to the second red mark. So I was up there.
Okay,
a ways.
hold on here. Westward Ho. That's what I call it. The Westward Ho building. I just want to see how far up the second red mark is. You take a look at this thing. Holy crap, Randy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's not. That is 2/3 of the way up.
Yes.
From the roof, and that is how many feet is that tower? Couple hundred.
I think it's a 200-foot stick, and then I don't know how tall the building is.
So you went up. Why did you stop? And then how did you get back down?
Well, I just eased my way back down. I wanted another beverage.
They showed the. Oh, I see. You got thirsty.
Yeah.
I'm not
Here's
quite
the
drunk
funny
enough.
thing.
Let me come back down.
First
And
off,
it was nighttime, so you really couldn't see down too far. So
only in
my
Phoenix
God.
would you have a tower on top of a building and it's not centered on it. It's just sort of wrong.
yeah.
That's one thing. It looks like it's about to fall over.
Well, that's
second,
where KPHO used to transmit from.
this is also this Westward Ho building with the tower on it was in the Psycho movie. They had that in the beginning of Psycho. So yeah, but yeah, that tower. Why is it off like that? It's just like
it was added after KPHO moved into the Westward Ho.
no. I'm saying they should have been centered on the top of the building.
Oh no, I agree with you. I'm telling
My
you.
OCD goes crazy when I see the Westward Ho building.
Hmm.
Just go ahead and Google Westward Ho Phoenix, and then you'll see this tower on top. And if you're at one part of it, you're looking at it, you're like, oh yeah, it looks good, looks straight. But then if you look at it from another angle, you're like, what the hell is this about? Who did you not? Did somebody do math wrong?
That's very possible. That seems
I'm surprised
distinctly
that thing is still up there like this.
Yep.
I need somebody. It was I know the build. When was the tower put up there? What year?
Oh, I don't know. It's been there as long as I can remember. And I've lived here for 60 years.
Pre-math must be. I don't know. All right, got to take a break. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brett Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Get insights into the sports betting market with VSiN's betting splits. See where the money is and keep updated on how the market is reacting. Only at VSIN.com. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
Week 0 in college football Saturday in Dublin, Ireland. The Florida State Seminoles, who are ranked 10th in the AP poll, will take on Georgia Tech. The Noles a 10.5-point favorite, minus 480 on the money line, while the Yellow Jackets are plus 360. Over-under is at 55.5. Other games in Week 0, SMU on the road to take on the Nevada Wolfpack. The Mustangs favored by 25.5 points. SMU minus 4,000 on the money line. Nevada plus 1,400, over under 56.5. SMU went 11-3 last season. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Are you over 50? Would you like to get up to 33% more income in retirement? Then call now for this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers, from a leading financial firm on maximizing your income in retirement. That's right, free. This free book reveals little-known truths about annuities in simple-to-understand terms that will help you make the right choices before buying an annuity. And it's free. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report summarizing the rates and benefits from financially strong insurers.
Call 800-715-9880.
That's right, annuity do's and don'ts for baby boomers and annuity rate report, both absolutely free for calling today.
Call 800-715-9880. That's 800-715-9880.
Sponsored by Annuity General. Producers have the appropriate licenses for the products they offer. Increased income is possible using strategies suited to your goals and may require buying multiple annuities and holding them full term.
Fall's coming. You have a lot to prepare for. Back to school, family gatherings, and staying on top of your health. The virus that causes COVID-19 continues to evolve, so this fall make a plan for COVID-19 vaccination. Ask your doctor to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
So what did the doctor say?
He said I might need surgery.
Wow, it's that serious.
Well, we won't know for sure until I talk with a surgeon, but I'm lost. This is all new to me.
The decision to have surgery isn't easy, but neither is living with pain.
There is an alternative to surgery. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach and can restore pain-free joint function so you can avoid surgery. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. We also help restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves both immediate physical symptoms and also improves cognition and emotional stability. So when traditional medicine suggests you need surgery, how about taking another approach? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
My name is Mary Grace. There are a few misconceptions about Alzheimer's. It's not just memory loss. It's the loss of mobility, the risk of falling.
For more information, contact the Alzheimer's Association at alz.org. Sponsored by the Alzheimer's Association.
With the first pick. Now that the draft is in the books, it's that time of the season when the team gets together, to get acquainted. Summer means mini camp, OTAs, then pre-season. Keep yourself tuned to the station with all the insight, updates, and breaking news you need to know about the NFL offseason. If it's the NFL, we talk about it. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Dave Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. I don't know who the hell 8984 is, but they sure fit in. He says, I thought my nickname was 8984 this whole time. I didn't realize you were just saying the last four of my phone number. Yeah, okay, I'm going to stop reading your text. I'll read no more of your texts unless you come up with a texter nickname or allow Randy to come up with one for you.
The thing that kills me about this is that every time he has texted in for at least the last couple of months, you have said you need a texter nickname.
Every time.
So if 8984 was your texter nickname, why would we be asking you for one?
That's a good point.
That's all. That's just...
Lacrosse guy says, Radio Ron should be all over this record-setting thing. Most texts read on air for a 3-hour radio show. Oh, I bet we'd win.
No, easily.
The guy back in the day in KZZP, he was on the air for a week.
Yeah.
He broadcast from the roof of the building at KZZP.
Mm-hmm.
And he was on there for, I think it was 60 hours.
He only worked for 1 week and then he quit?
Oh, no. No, he worked for a week consecutively.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. And he did it on the roof of KZZP back in the day.
What was his name?
I can't remember his name now.
Yeah.
You so many of these people.
No, I know. Wesley Grande says, irreverent. Yeah, that GPT chat guy sure got it right. T-Licious says, all kidding aside, looking forward to a fun Friday. We'll try not to get too boozed up. I'll have another draft at 11 a.m. the next morning.
Beer?
Yeah, that's probably
like Miller or
no
Stella?
Fantasy football draft.
Sorry. Yeah.
Kiss the Cook says, I'm going to break or set a Guinness Book record. Longest single grown hair. I don't care. Ear, eyebrow, nose. Damn it, I'm going to do it. Well, think real hard because I don't know how else you're going to grow it fast.
Who was that? Was that
Kiss the Cook?
Kiss the Cook.
By the way, you don't want to cook having hair
like a single extended hair from like his nose or something. That's just
Kiss the Cook. I don't know how old you are, but I can tell you once you cross the 60 threshold, hair starts growing, and it seemingly overnight it grows about 4 inches. So that's probably when you want to go for that longest hair.
Big George. Yes, I see that. And I also see this. There's a good news, bad news situation. Bad news is Marlins are up another run over the Diamondbacks at 6-3. The good news is the Padres are losing 10-0. So if the Diamondbacks lose, we're just going to be one game behind them in the wild card standing. So there's that.
Well, if they lose, we don't gain any ground. If we lose,
no, we don't lose it either.
We don't lose any ground.
We lose it against the Dodgers, though.
Well,
that we do.
Well, that's why I'm saying coming up here, the Dodgers series is going to be. It's going to set up the September playoff run. I'll guarantee it.
Come on, Diamondbacks. Let's see here. CK says, breaking news, Blender. Jordan Montgomery is ass. It's not really breaking news. Huh?
That seems pretty common knowledge. He's given up 6 runs today.
Against the spread, says 89-84 must be a former inmate. Take it easy on the guy. He's getting adjusted to the outside. He's familiar with being called by a serial number. No. That's Prison Wallet. I can't even read Prison Wallet's last text.
And an incarcerated person also got out, I think.
He got out and we heard from him, then we never heard from him again. So I wonder if he got back in. I wonder what happened to that guy.
Yeah.
Kringleberry says, I think I saw something before about that world record. It's a girl with like an 8-foot single hair growing out of a mole in her back. No, it's a dude. What are you talking about?
An 8-foot single hair.
Did an internet ad tell you that as a fact?
Crystal Gale mole.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Pete Carroll, he just wanted to remind everybody he's still out there. Wouldn't mind a job. I'm surprised he didn't get one.
I just think it was the timing of it when he was let go and there was some possibility that he was just going to continue working for the organization. He didn't do any interviews. Like he didn't go anywhere. Belichick did. Belichick was like, yeah, don't call me.
Pete Carroll was just heartbroken and surprised.
Yeah, kind of caught him off guard.
So now he's like, well, Jesus, I better get a job. And he did. He's going back to USC, not as a cheating head coach, but as a teacher. But he says, I do have a desire to coach again. What's he teaching, though?
Probably how to be a football coach. That or underwater basket weaving.
That's the thing it doesn't say is what he's teaching. He's planning on teaching some classes at USC, but in what?
Gum chewing.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
He'd be very good at that.
Oh, yeah. He's got strong jaws.
Yeah.
From all that gum chewing.
Yeah.
How to chew a stick of Wrigley's into powder.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Really breaking that gum down. Breaking it down.
Yeah, it doesn't say it all.
Good for him, but I don't know what he's going to be teaching. So, well, whatever. I'm sure he's a good teacher. Seems like a good guy. I mean, I got no problem with him.
A lot of the best coaches are good teachers. You do have to be able to get across the idea of what it is that you want and how you want it done to somebody who may not understand it initially. That's a good skill set. Overlap there.
So, how do you guys feel about sequels? See, a sequel happens, it should happen quick. Like, wow, that movie was great. Let's make another great movie. Don't make a sequel if it's not great. But yeah, there's all these movies where they're making a sequel 30, 40 years later.
Yeah.
I'm not loving that.
I'm not loving it, but I understand that's the nature of Hollywood. They don't like to take risks over there. So sequels are back. And if you can take over a property people are already familiar with and try to present that, to them now, they'll probably just out of nostalgia pay for it.
Well, Eddie Murphy has, the Beverly Hills Cop sequel, horrific. Coming to America sequel. Horrific.
Yeah.
Just some of the worst things that I love Eddie Murphy, but he just, I understand you got to cash some checks, but come on.
Like Coming to America
So
2
bad.
just didn't happen as far as I'm concerned.
Did you see the new Netflix Beverly Hills Cop thing?
I was kind of waiting on that one to see what other people thought. I didn't even want to invest the time in it.
All I've seen about it's been horrific.
Oh, golly.
So,
That's not great.
Adam Sandler says he's making a sequel to Happy Gilmore.
You can keep it.
That is
Happy Gilmore
was
is
just
perfect.
a perfect movie.
Yeah.
And hilarious at that time. And just there's no way this is going to be good.
No.
But everybody's losing their minds to be in this. And there's a bunch of people who have auditioned. And then Adam Sandler was saying that Travis Kelce is going to have a part. If I'm Travis Kelce, I'm not going anywhere near this. Right now, he's got good rep, right? He's dating Taylor Swift. He just won a Super Bowl. Ooh, don't be around a stinker. I'm sorry, Adam Sandler, this is going to be a stinker.
I agree, but I don't think it's going to hurt Travis Kelce at all because I don't know that many people are going to remember it. it's going to be bad. It's going to be horrible.
This was the 90s. This was the 90s. That's 30 years ago, right? 30 years ago Happy Gilmore came out.
If my math doesn't fail me, yes, about like 30 years ago.
Yeah, I try not to think about it.
I don't think that I would go anywhere near this. Now, if Adam Sandler pulls it off, great.
You mean on screen or
not likely? This is going to be good.
No, it doesn't. I don't think it's got a great chance. But just given the way that a lot of these sequels have worked out, like for instance, Coming to America 2, it was bad. Nobody even talks about it. That's how bad it was. It's just one of those, just forget everything that happened in the movie. It's just not worth mentioning. I think if this is going to be bad, that's the kind of bad it's going to be. I don't think it's going to hurt Travis Kelce to be in it because I don't think anyone's going to remember it in a week.
There should be a not GoFundMe, but a one of them petitions.
Yeah, change.org. Don't do this.
Please don't do this.
Take this down.
Don't remake Field of Dreams. Don't do a Happy Gilmore sequel. Don't do things. Come up with some new ideas. Stop this.
Yeah, it's not that they can't come up with new ideas. It's that you can't get.
How about Grown Ups 8?
You just can't get film executives to take risks these days. Like they genuinely are so afraid that they're not going to automatically print money because they need every movie to just be Marvel in terms of the amount of cash it makes, that if you propose an idea that might be a little risky but new, they're not doing that. Not unless you're already, Christopher Nolan or somebody with a huge name like that.
Big George says, Jeffrey, are you saying you wouldn't take a role in Happy Gilmore 2 if Adam Sandler called you? No, I would not. Nope.
Because you don't want to be remembered as that. Because at least in your group of friends, you'd never hear the end of it if he had you say something absolutely ridiculous in a movie and then the movie flops and the scene is remembered as the worst scene in the movie or something. You don't want that.
If Adam Sandler was doing a new movie about something different, yeah, okay, I'd give it a shot. But I'm not going to go be a part of something that ruins something that was amazing. You know what I mean? I just don't want to be part of that. Scratch Me Because says, I think I just set a world record. I just replaced my third central air conditioner in the last 6 months. Knowing this, does anyone have a parlay bet that I can turn $5 into 30 grand real quick with? Well, you can try. I don't know about 30 grand.
Yeah.
You go to 1580thefanatic.com and click on Beat the Book with Dylan Cohen. He's got some parlay stuff in there, but
he's got his long shot parlay of, he tells you what the $5 bet would pay out as, and it's usually like $100. I don't know if you do the math on that and figure out what gets you to 30K.
$5 wager for today's long shot parlay pays $121.50. So yeah, we really don't have that. Sorry. Pink Eye says Pete Carroll can teach you how not to run the football in the Super Bowl. I think he probably wants to forget about that. Hey, Randy, you got a new center. I don't know if you know that or not. Cardinals signed This is a joke, right? Hjalte Froholt?
No, that's not a joke. That's a real guy.
Where is he from? Scandinavia?
Hold on, you're gonna have to give me a second. I have to copy his name from the depth chart because I don't know how to spell it.
Hjalte. Or is it just Jalte and the H is silent?
He's from Denmark.
Okay, so
Denmark.
How do you say his name? Is there a pronunciation guide for that?
I'm
First off,
I'm
Jalte. Or is it just Jalte?
How big of a guy is he?
Can't get past the name.
I mean, he's 6'5".
You got a deal worth $12 million, $8 million guaranteed. 6'5". All right. He's a good player. Oh, he's been with the Cardinals since 2020. Oh, they didn't pick him up. They just re-signed him. 2-year extension.
Excellent.
Hjalte Froholt. I am mispronouncing all of this, I think.
Oh, I'm pretty sure you are. But wouldn't we all do that?
You're going to hate this. Because you always hate it whenever the name pronunciation doesn't look anything like the letters involved.
All right, go ahead.
Yelda.
What? It doesn't.
That's what it says on the guide.
Yelda
Froholt.
Well, I got the last one right.
Yeah. That's a little more intuitive than the. I knew it was something ridiculous. I couldn't remember how to say it, so I had to Google it there.
How do you get Yelda from HJALTE?
The
T is
H, the H is silent. The J is pronounced more like a Y.
There's no.
Like I said, I knew you're gonna hate it.
What
the
country?
moment. Denmark.
We're gonna bomb Denmark. That's gonna be
oh,
like right on one of my first things to do if I become emperor. We're bombing the hell out of Denmark.
He's from Svendborg, Denmark.
Sorry, Denmark.
Does that aggravate anyone else?
That doesn't aggravate me.
Yelda from Hjalte.
Well, yeah, because they don't use those letters with the rules we've been using them with. So obviously they're going to apply those rules to those letters differently.
From now on, I'm calling him Yoda. Because that's just as close as Yelda.
It's very close.
So when I see Hjalte, I'm like, Yoda. It's the only way I'm going to remember this. Oh, my God.
But
that is not the only thing that was weird that happened today. Bo Nix was named the Broncos starting quarterback.
Oh, that's not weird at all. They drafted him. What else were they going to do? Look at that quarterback competition and tell me that there wouldn't have been a riot in Denver if they'd have started anybody else.
Just the fact that that's where they had to go.
Well, they drafted him. He's the first round pick that they were excited about.
Broncos gonna suck this year.
It's not like they were forced to start Bo Nix. That was the plan when they drafted him.
Like that team is going to stink this year. My son's team is the Broncos. It's a good thing he's out playing football for himself. He'll have something to be happy about.
I don't know, man. He looked pretty good in that last preseason game.
It's preseason games.
I know it was preseason, but
and look, he understood. Like he passed the baseline benchmark of okay, at least the guy looks like he deserves to be out there. But that is not the same thing as being a good NFL quarterback. And now maybe this is just a thing with Oregon guys. You watch him in Oregon, the film doesn't make any sense, and then they show up and just do a different thing in the NFL. Justin Herbert, that happened with him. I didn't like Justin Herbert coming out of Oregon because nothing about the way that he played in Oregon made it seem like the player he was in the NFL. He would he would become that, and he became that immediately. So I could be wrong.
Bo wasn't back there doing the pirouettes and ballet dances when there were guys chasing him. I mean, he kept his cool. He stepped up. He did the slide step. He found the right receiver. Didn't give the ball up. I don't think he threw an interception.
He's a point guard kind of quarterback, but the fact is he's playing against the basest defense he's going to see.
I understand. I'm just saying.
He
didn't look rattled because he was in an NFL game.
Oh no, you're thinking Spencer Rattler. Yeah,
and that. Oh boy, and that's look, that's the baseline. You expect to see that from at least the guy you expect to see start is. Well, he looks like he belongs out there. He's not panicking. Right. He's not freaking out. He has cleared that hurdle.
Wow, this is a whole lot of conversation, and I can just sum it up like this: Broncos are going to suck.
I just don't think that. I just when I saw Bo Nix in college, there was a lot to like there. I liked him as a college player, but he does not throw the ball downfield. At least he didn't at Oregon. So maybe they asked him not to do that, but he didn't throw it downfield very often. It just didn't happen. And that's the entire game of the NFL is that.
Gamecock says, waiting for Spencer Rattler to be named starter. Glendale Mullet says, did you just say Yoda's going to snap the ball? The baby Yoda? Yes, I did. Big George says, even if Adam Sandler gave you $1 million to be in Happy Gilmore 2? Oh, yeah, $1 million is $1 million. But I'd say, listen, I'll do it for half if you guarantee with your life that this is going to be a funny movie.
And I'm going to come to collect if it's not funny.
With your life, Adam. Okay, against the spread, I'm going to read your text when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
The road to better health leads to my longtime friends, Dr. William Gaspar and his wife Ava at Beehive IV Wellness in Chandler. JD Hayworth here, and the buzz about Beehive is spelled out in its middle name. IV. Not only are today's popular treatments available, IV hydration, joint injections, semaglutide for weight loss, as well as many more, it's also the Gaspar's holistic naturopathic approach that helps your body with self-healing. That means treating the underlying causes of chronic disease, from chronic fatigue to fibromyalgia, even those dealing with Lyme disease and lupus. The experienced medical staff designs a customized plan for each patient. So walk in or make an appointment today. Mention my name, JD Hayworth. Get half off your first treatment. Better health awaits you at Beehive IV Wellness in Chandler. Search Beehive IV Wellness on your cell phone. And remember, you'll thrive at Beehive.
Hello, person listening to the radio. I'm going to tell you about my new Harry's razor while I shave. You hear that? I've got a face full of stubble. It's basically silent. It's giving me an incredibly smooth, comfortable, and close shave. Every Harry's razor has 5 sharp German-engineered blades and a lubricating strip with aloe for extra comfort. And check out this handsome orange handle. Oh, wait, forgot you can't see it. Guess we just have to imagine it. And the best part is, Harry's blade refills are as little as $2 each, which is a fraction of the price of other leading 5-blade razors. Not going to mention any names. And done.
Get a Harry starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover. All for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com/simple. That's harrys.com/simple.
My name is Mary Grace. I lost my mom to Alzheimer's in 2017. 2 months after losing her, my dad was diagnosed. The earlier the diagnosis you have, the more time you have with your loved one. With my dad, now that I know what's coming, I'm able to create memories not only for him, but for myself. So when he can't remember, I'll remember for him.
For more information, contact us at alz.org or through the 24/7 helpline at 800-272-3900. Sponsored by the Alzheimer's Association.
Fall's coming. You have a lot to prepare for. Back to school, family gatherings, and staying on top of your health. The virus that causes COVID-19 continues to evolve. So this fall, make a plan for COVID-19 vaccination. Ask your doctor to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Download the Fanatic app. News, scores, social media updates, and more on your smartphone, on your tablet. The free Fanatic app, available at the Google Play Store or the App Store and at 1580thefanatic.com.
Daily Blender here on 1580. The Fanatic against the spread has some things to say. He says, enough of these long shot Hail Mary parlays, all right? The book clocks the public on these parlays, and it's a huge moneymaker for the sports books. So if you want to parlay, make it like a 2 or 3 leg on the same game. For example, last year, Oregon versus Washington, Pac-12 title game, Washington to win, the over, and Michael Penix total passing yards hit because it was the only way Washington could win that game. Play smart, folks. Hope it's not a strategy.
Oh, no.
Oh, hope is not a strategy.
Yeah.
That's what he said. Hope is not a strategy. Well, you're right. 2 or 3 leg parlay is probably the right way to go. And when Beat the Book with Dylan Cohen does his long shot parlay things that he does, I think it's only a couple of legs, right?
It's no more than 4, I don't think.
Yeah, he has a 4-leg parlay over at 1580thefanatic.com right now. So yeah, I'd say that's some pretty good advice right there.
Yeah, and they're called long shots for a reason. So you if you're playing that, understand that Dylan knows that the odds are low. You should probably know that too.
Yeah, when the word long shot is applied, small amount of money should be at risk.
Yeah, I just throw $1 on silly parlays to see, how much can I get for $1?
Mm-hmm. Can I tell you, Aaron Rodgers, I don't know if you heard what he said. He says, man, Jets training camp was the most difficult of my career.
Could it be because you're coming off of a torn Achilles?
And you're very old.
And you're either 40 or nearly 40.
But then Robert Saleh says, yeah, we don't do easy camps. Okay. We don't do that. So, maybe camp has always been hard. And of course, Aaron Rodgers says, but these guys are so new, they don't even know the difference. Well, yeah, because it's not so hard for them because they're not 73 years old like you are, Aaron.
And coming off of a major leg injury.
73. Right.
And coming off of a major
his
leg
clavicles
injury. And let's
and
be
his
honest,
Achilles are like 73 years old now.
Aaron Rodgers has been weaseling his way out of camp for ages. And look, he's a veteran player, so no one's going to give him a ton of grief for that. But maybe you just didn't notice the practices were hard because you just haven't been going to them.
Yeah, you miss a lot of those.
Weren't you in Egypt when training camp started this year? Just an unexcused absence? You just went to Egypt, didn't tell anybody?
Well, Tom, Aaron Rodgers is not the only elderly quarterback saying dumb things. Tom Brady, he came out saying, well, I think it's just a tragedy. Somebody died? Was there a fire? No, it's a tragedy that we're forcing these rookies to play so early. I don't feel like that's a tragedy.
I don't think it's great, but tragedy is when a bunch of people die. Tragedy isn't when guys play football a little too soon. That's
if the quarterbacks, when they played a little too early, combusted, suddenly were in flames, that's a tragedy.
Yeah.
But here's what he's saying. The reality is the only reason why they're where they are is that we've dumbed down the game, which has allowed them to play. So what he's saying is, to force a rookie to play, you have to dumb down the rest of the game because it would be too much for them to learn the complicated stuff early because they're not spending time sitting behind a veteran quarterback. Is this true? Are they really dumbing down the game for the rookies?
I mean, you simplify the game a little for someone who hasn't seen it at that level and seen the concepts that are out there. But I don't think that what CJ Stroud was doing with the Texans last year was like this completely dumbed down offense. They did ramp up to what he ultimately became. They put some on his plate and then he showed he could do it. So they put a little bit more and they put a little bit more. That is player development.
Now I'm hungry. Thanks.
Sorry about that. That's what player development is. And you can do it sitting behind a quarterback, but let's not act like Peyton Manning didn't play the game as a rookie. Like, this is not a
man Brady.
This is not a new thing. When you play as a rookie, you either play the most complicated version of the system and make mistakes, or you play a simpler version and make less mistakes. This is not even new.
Is this true that he was on the bench for 5 years? Because Tom Brady says, for 5 years, I got to learn how to drop back pass, read defenses, read coverages, and to be coached. I had to learn from being 7th quarterback on the depth chart, moving up to 3rd, and then eventually being a starter. I had to learn all those things in college. That was development.
Yeah, Tom, they weren't developing you in college. They were ignoring you.
Yeah,
the coach
you
did not have an eye for talent.
They saw you with your shirt off, Tom. They saw you with your shirt off.
Every time they see you, I hear you do that voice. I think of It's a Wonderful Life.
Because Tom Brady played in his second year in the league. It's not like he sat for 5 years in the NFL. He sat for 5 years in college, and they just inexplicably kept benching Tom Brady. He would come into games off the bench, lead them to victories, and then they would go, all right, back to the other guy. Like that happened all the time. Like I just think you're
benched, and I liked it.
Like I understand that you liked your time at Michigan. You love the Wolverines. You don't want to say anything bad about that program. Your coach was awful, man.
My film was in black and white. No, I didn't even have film. It was just described to me by people with good memories, and I liked it.
Tom Brady has been the old man yelling at the cloud for a while, though. It's just become part of his personality, and I'm like, look, I don't think it's great for the development of players to start them as rookies. But they'll be okay.
Rough Rob says the Botox getting to Brady's brain, I guess.
Yeah. Little.
Mm-hmm.
A little.
Against the Spread says, breaking news to Tom, TB12. A tragedy is when you get a divorce from your super smoking hot Brazilian supermodel wife that makes more money than you, and she's getting hammered by her jiu-jitsu coach. That's a tragedy.
I would argue that's very sad, but you had a supermodel wife to begin with.
It's closer to a tragedy.
And so much money. I don't think that's the tragedy. Tom Brady's not living a tragedy. He's making more money with Fox than he did in any single year of his career.
Berg says, without Mo Lewis, there's probably no Tom Brady as we know it. By the way, he says, one day closer. One day closer to what? The draft party or something else, Berg?
The NFL season in general? Or
everything, I guess, is one day closer.
That's true.
Except for your birth. You're one day farther.
I try to think less about that part.
Except for your virginity. You're farther. Unless you're a moist one. You're one day closer. But you're still pretty far. I think I covered everything there.
I think you got everything. That's all of it. Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time now for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 2005, the Florida Marlins suspended their bat boy for 6 games after the 11-year-old accepted former Florida Marlin and current Los Angeles Dodger hurler Brad Penny's $500 bet to drink a gallon of milk in less than an hour without throwing up. The 6th grader, who drank the quantity in the allotted time but could not keep it down, would be offered by the Milk Processor Education Program a promise to pay off the bet and cover the lost wages of his suspension if you just make sure you drink 3 glasses of milk every day. For I don't know how long, but whatever.
It's impossible. Don't let anybody trick you into that.
The gallon of milk thing, no. Drinking 3 glasses of milk a day, well, that's easy.
That's easy. But the gallon of milk in an hour, don't unless you just want to throw up, in which case, go for it, I guess. But don't let people trick you into that bet. That's a dumb bet. It's very silly.
Yeah, it was not very nice of Brad Penny from the Dodgers.
It wasn't very nice of me in high school either.
Oh, you did that to people?
Yeah, my friend Ryan. I bet him.
Has anybody ever kept it down?
Nothing much.
Doesn't that kill you?
It doesn't kill you. But you will absolutely. It's all coming back up.
I really like milk, though. I feel like maybe I have a chance.
Okay. It's not about how much you like it. Your body basically gets the milk and goes, no, I'm not dealing with all that. It's coming back up, whether you want it to or not.
You know, Randy, cows have 4 stomachs, so they can drink a lot of milk. That's how they get away with it.
Yeah.
It's also,
we can't do that.
It's also their milk. it's for them. It's not for us.
I can't believe they suspended the kid. You know, he's just a dumb kid. Why are you suspending the bat boy?
They suspended him. He got tricked by somebody. He's a 6th grader.
They're like, you don't come back here for 6 games. I've never heard of a bat boy
to teach him the lesson of what? He's the victim here.
And the milk lobby stepped in and said, not so fast there, Billy, or whatever his name is.
Not so fast, Billy.
We've got your back.
You're just getting in trouble for the most whimsical.
We got you covered.
The silliest reason to get suspended from your job.
When baseball says F you, we say, we've got you.
What?
I don't know. I don't understand why the Florida Marlins suspended him.
I don't get it either. I'll be honest.
By the way, then damn Marlins are still beating us 6-4. Top of the 7th.
2 on base.
We got 2 on base, but also 2 outs. We'll see what happens. Diamondbacks did catch one more score, but it's now 6-4. It ain't over till it's over.
That's
I don't
true.
know who this fat lady is when she sings, but please don't start singing yet.
Nope.
Diamondbacks need this game. We definitely do. All right, guys, that's going to be it for us. We'll be back in your radios again tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.